Boss up, nigga.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome to Tuesday night. Dita. You in here with the Bruce Wayne. It is Ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth. Yours truly, the Notorious One, a.k.a. Mr. Coachellini, better known as the Prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy, but you can call me CGA. See God, I'll lie, and I'll be the 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We got a great show for you lined up today. A woman says polygamy or polygyny might be the best answer available based on the current dating marketplace. She says as she's gotten older, she says polygamy might not be that bad of an idea. We also going to talk about the sub-main event, which was a therapist. A female therapist says destigmatizing mental health went completely wrong. Now, of course, you're going to say CGA always cherry picking this topic, so he's always right. But when I'm right, am I right? All right, am I right? I've said polygamy and polygyny will be explored, and it might not be the norm, but it certainly will be what we do, and we're pretty much doing polygyny now. All right, we're going to talk about that and break down the numbers on that. Also, the pros and cons of polygamy, and is polygamy the answer for you? All right, we also have Rachel Rizz. We got several Rizzes, including a despicable Rizz by a ninja. Okay.
I wish a nigga would.
A ninja steeps to the lowest part of Rizz cam by rizzing up. Yeah, I teased this earlier. By rizzing up the unthinkable. All right. But anyway, to contribute to today's show, $, the Notorious CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. No government name had a super chat that I missed. All right, he said save it for later. All right, but I'm going to do it. Well, are we going to do it now? All right, people, are we going to do it now? He had a good one, too. I think he said save it for later, like an hour later. Like an hour later. All right, let me see here. Okay, I'm going to save that for later. All right, that's what we're going to do, and we'll do it live. Yes, we will. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can drop this over here, pull this down over there, and we'll see if there's any earlier contributors to today's show. This was at the end of the show. Hey, yo, it's Ace. Ace says that snoo will have me walking out of my own bedroom like D-Lo Brown. Coach got me sniggling at my yob, ML&R. Shout out to you. And hey, yo, it's Ace. I got the cigars. Shout out to you. And yeah, he loved that PAWG. All right, he loved that PAWG. I know brothers like. I know what you like. All right, you can matter what you like. All right, let me see if I got my channel. What channel has the PAWG reaction on it? Oh, there it is right there. There it is right there. Hey, yo, it's Ace. PAWGalicious. All right, dripping PAWGalicious. All right, on the CGA Reacts channel, yummy, a big-legged white girl. All right, there it is right there. Ain't nothing will stop the show like a big-legged white girl in a room full of ninjas. Yes, indeed.
I wish a nigga would.
All right, I'm going to tell you, and with long blonde hair, big-legged white girls. I know, man. People be like, nah, man, I'm telling you, you could be in a room full of black women. You could be in a room full of black women, and if one big-legged, long-haired white woman walked into the room, it will be a wrap. It will be a wrap. If she's 6'1", I'm telling you, ninjas be like, not my place. It will be a wrap. All right, 100%. Oh, yeah. Hey. Oh, whoa. Hey, the thick time. Let's go. Hey. Yeah, that's the black man's kryptonite right there. For sure. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Anyway. Water. You know how ninjas will do. All right. You know how ninjas will do. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. Ninjas will go crazy. Yes, they would.
Yeah, that brother's
Hey,
starving.
even Malcolm X had him a big-legged white woman back in the day. All right. Yes, he did. All right. In the movie, they portrayed her as skinny, but nah, she was a big-legged white woman. All right. Anyway, shout out to them big-legged white women in there. Do you think the reverse is true for black women? What do you mean? If the black women walked into the room, if the black woman walked into a full room of white men, all right, a thick, big-legged black woman walked into a room of white men, yeah, that would stop not the same. It will stop the show, but, yeah, it wouldn't be quite the same. But Detroit Red Malcolm X, when he used to be out there, Detroit Red Malcolm X used to rob houses with his big-legged white woman. All right, anyway, the show was already off the rails. All right, let's get this show back on the road. It's not the same, quite the same. It wouldn't be quite the same. All right, but it would stop the show with the ninja community for show. Shout out to Eric Sermon Scott in the building. Eric Great Scott is in the building. Shout out to This Is Shaw, says, hi, coach. Thanks for all that you do to help men. Shout out to you, This Is Shaw. And I saw that you did a reaction to the Hafiz Saucecast debate between myself and Hafiz. And I was in Costa Rica at the time, and I was packing up, so I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing. But thank you for having that. And I gave you a channel shout out on a stream that later got deleted off of YouTube, but it's okay. Go subscribe to This Is Shaw. He has some great insight on information related to the family court, as he was an insider of the family court. He knows full well what goes on in the inside, in the belly of the beast, and particularly with child support. Child support. Yes, indeed. Let me check if we have any other contributors, or else we could just start the show. All right, yeah, it's slow, so it's all good. Shout out to This Is Shaw. He's got some information. If you guys have child support issues, right, and you want to know about child support, go ahead and pull up his channel right there, and you'll see that he had a great one when he was talking with Pearl, but he had some great commentary. Our brother, all right, I think he's okay. Let me see here. Yeah, that's his channel right there. All right, let's get his subs up. There's his reaction to the CGA debate right there with Hafiz Boku. I heard he's back on YouTube with a vengeance. Hafiz is back. All right, he had to take a little break. All right, let me see if there's any brothers over here on the pay pizzle, and there is, so we'll get them for shizzle, my nizzle. Okay, we got our brother No Government Name. He says, coach, guys, come watch you every day to dispute me rather than to learn. He says, these are the type of people that have all the answers except how to fix their own life. He says, these people can't be helped. If his uncle figured out how to win, then why hasn't he just followed in his uncle's footsteps? Exactly. He says, because he's a know-it-all. These type of Mitches deserve that home of the clown slap. These guys are the same type to get distract the class while the teacher is preaching. These people are their own worst enemy. They can't be helped. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up.
I wish a nigga would.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, my uncle did, and my uncle. Okay, how come you ain't done it? All right, that's number one. Number two, if you've ever come across any money, like significant money, and in whatever, people often wonder why rich people don't help poor people. All right, why don't rich people help poor people? They got money for wars but can't feed the poor. A Tupac quote. Now, if you've been poor and you have been what is considered wealthy or rich, and you've been rich for a few years, like 5 or 10 years, you will realize why rich people don't help poor people. Because it doesn't work. It doesn't help. All right, that's number one. They can't be helped. They can't be helped. All right, there's no point in helping poor people. Remember, Dave Chappelle says, see, that's exactly why I hate poor people. And understand, rich people can become rich off poor people. They can employ poor people, but helping them does no good. Now, helping them does no good. And listen, I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. Don't believe the internet. My ex-wife believed the internet and she was wrong. But you can't help a poor mindset. Can't help poor people. They're just going to argue with people who are successful and you're like, God damn. Like, right? When you ever people like rich people should just give money away. It ain't going to help. It's just throwing good money at bad. Right? It ain't going to help. If you got a poor mindset, just go ahead and let them be poor. Say, fuck it. All right, we need people to drop fries and flip burgers. We need people to drive buses. All right, we need people. We need people to clock in and clock out. Okay, we need people to be losers to scare the people who are semi-winners to keep working. Okay. But, you know, you need that. You need these people, but helping poor people doesn't matter. It won't matter. It won't even change anything. And don't forget this. Remember when I showed you that chart that said there's $213 trillion available for everybody on the planet Earth in circulation, depending on what you talk about. So that's $213 trillion. Now, they said that there's 8 billion people. If we divided it evenly and everybody got an equal share of that $213 trillion, everybody would be left with $15,000. Okay? $15,000. This is why wealthy people do not help poor people. This is why you will never have a person that has been wealthy long enough to be patient to help poor people. I didn't do the math. Larry C., is that right? That's right. Okay, so why would a person reduce their ability to have as much as they could to help people who are losers get their $15,000, their equal share? And guess what? At the end of the day, the same people will end up wealthy in about 10 years and the same people will end up poor. You know, it's a sad reality. Now, when we're talking about poor and rich, let's take the money out of it and say poor mindset, rich mindset, rich dad, poor dad. You're talking to a person right here that kind of broke the mold. I'm showing you that I'm doing it in real time. And you put your uncle up as an example. Like, come on, bro. It's like, wow. Like, it's like, it ain't like it's me versus you. You're putting up a mythical person and say, he did it. All right. But you're talking to me right now. Like, this is how ridiculous people are. Can't help poor people, right? Can't help poor people's mindset. Shout out to our brother, No Government Name. And watching me to argue. Again, my platform is not to debate. All right, I say what I say, and then I get the stepping. If you don't like it, it is what it is. All right, but $15,000 would be what everybody would get across the board if we split all the available money evenly amongst 8 billion people. That ain't a lot of money. All right, shout out to our brother, No Government Name. Wish I could donate more, but your main event message was so important earlier today. Send a clip to my Gen Z sister, not knowing our boomer aunt had just asked for $1,000 because of something she could have prevented years ago. He says, you don't miss trying to get out of the Cleveland community expeditiously. It's free agent lifestyle for life. Wait a minute. Shout out to you for life. For life. Man, I don't miss. Guys, man, I have women of all ages. You know, because when you have money and they know you had a little bit of money, they will ask you for some money, man. I mean, it's wild. Women of all ages, every decade. All right, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 18. Okay. But, hey, it is what it is. But that's an example when I'm talking about I don't miss. You might not see it. You might not hear it. Like, if they know you ain't got money, they're not going to come after you. So you might not see it. I don't see this. I don't see women going homeless. I remember when I said there's going to be women going homeless. I don't see women homeless. That was their answer. Shame, blame, explain. I don't see no homeless women. All right. And I didn't say they're going to be out in the street, but the data is showing us that's a growing demographic of women going homeless. But there's a process that women go homeless. They don't go from evicted to homeless. They go from evicted to boyfriend to laying up to staying with their sister to staying with their cousin to staying with their aunt. They just trickle, you know what I mean? They bump their way slowly down to homelessness. But I was like, dude, you're going to see a lot of it. I don't see it. Oh, you see it. These hoes winning. But he sent the clip to his sister, and the sister said, yep, Aunt Shirley out here begging for money right now. Yeah, they're doing it. It's happening like crazy. Ladies, where y'all at? Yep, you know, all of this stuff, living in cars and van life, they're really just, remember I showed you the video of the woman who moved in her van life on her mother's property. I think it was an Asian woman. The mom looked so like disgusted. Like, damn. This is what you amounted to. Of course, it was after a divorce. Yep. The van life. I showed you a woman, despicable. All right. She was like, oh, I moved onto my parents' property. And my mother and dad there. I go have breakfast in the morning. She just parked her van right on their fucking lot. Like, damn. All right. So they don't go homeless right away. They end up trickling down and laying in a car at Walmart. I showed you a video of a woman at Walmart with her kid. Get ready with me as I live in my car in front of my Walmart. All right. So, yes, you're not going to just see homeless women outside all dirty and shit, because what y'all niggas will do is go clean her up. All right. You want to take a shower? All right. I got $5. All right. I'll clean you up. I'll clean you up. All right. Shout out to our brother here. It is Polygamy, 22-year-old Coach Gang member. I'm a little conflicted, Uncle G. I have been getting and going to the Jerk Shack. And you also have been doing a little pay for Plizzy. Since late 2021, I'm used to doing one time or one visit per week towards the weekend, but it seems to not be enough. I'm upping it to 3 times a week to stay focused. He says, ever since going to the gym consistently, I've been a little more hangry. Or is it hungry and horny? Shout out to you. That's what testosterone will do. Testosterone is an evil weapon, man. I'm going to tell you. Ladies, if you want to know the answer to why your man is tripping, testosterone. All right. Why do men cheat? Testosterone. Testosterone's the answer. All right. He want me to read this. I'm going to read it in silent. He feels like he's off track and he feels like he's setting himself back. He says, I am being too hard on myself. You are being too hard on yourself, or you're trying to outdo your biological urges, which is unrealistic by suppressing too much testosterone. All right. You're 22 years old. You got the evil medicine testosterone running through your veins, brother. And it's natural, especially if you're going to the gym. You're going to want to bang on something, man. I'm going to tell you, ladies, where y'all at? Ladies, where y'all at? I know y'all be quietly watching me touching yourself, going through these commentaries and teaching these young men. Ladies, I touch myself. They be like, ooh, CGA is on. Did y'all be flicking your little pearl, your little bean down there? They be flicking their bean watching me. Ladies, if you want to understand, if you understand men's biology, you'll understand everything. But I don't understand why men don't want to be in monogamous relationships. Testosterone. Well, it doesn't matter. You can still keep it in your pants. Ladies, you guys are lucky you live in the time that you live in. Because, you know, in another time, not that long ago, they would just be dragging your ass right to the bushes. I mean, I'm not calling it, I'm not saying they should. They would just be clubbing yourself right over the head. Clunk. All right, just drag you in there right behind the damn trash can. Dump. I mean, that's how ninjas dates. That's how they used to do it. That's how they used to do it, man. All right, but it doesn't matter. Testosterone, he still has a brain and he can control it and keep it in his plans. Back in the day, they used to be like clunk right over the head. Come here. All right. Drag her off right over here. right over in the corner, right here. Can you see? You ain't gonna be able to see me right here. Right here. All right. He said, we be clubbing? All right, you right here. Where's your husband? He ain't here. Clunk. All right, yeah, all right. Next time, have one with you. Come here. Right there. Right there. Stay still. All right, hey, it is what it is. Look. He said in India, they still do that. All right, bitch, you get mouthy? All right, you gonna talk mouth? Okay. Is your husband here? Nope. Clunk. All right, here, come here. I'm gonna show you what to do with that mouth. All right, you acting real strange. Right over here. All right. And they used to burn the whole town down just for the women. They used to burn the whole town down. They'd be like, they got women over there. Word? Hey, anybody got some fire? Hey, rub them 2 sticks together. We going over there. All right? They got women over there. Nice ones, too. They got them over there. They nice. Go ahead and light they shit up. All right, here we go. Boom. Get an arrow. Ninja be like this here with the fire on the arrow. Flop. Whoosh. And then they're just riding in horses like this with bats and horses. Clunk. All right, drag all the women with us. Just drape her over the horse. Come on. Giddy up, ninja. All right, anyway. Clunk right over the head. Yep, we ain't going to need to take them all. Fucking back of the horse and shit. Let's get out of here. All right, anyway. All right, so anyway. Did you hear? Did I tell you the story about how the Roman Empire became the Roman Empire? All right, since we love the Roman Empire, and I'll try to make this story quick. The Roman Empire started, drunk history with CGA. The Roman Empire started with several tribes, all right? And what happened was, this is BC. This was many, many years BC. And the story went like this. One tribe, separated by a river or a rio, all right, went over, and another tribe had women over there. So what did they do? They just like, let's rape and pillage over there and just take their women. So they did. They literally went over there to the other tribe and stole their women. All right, went over there like clunk, all right, and took all their women and then went over there, testosterone style. Yes, they did. Mm-hmm. And know what happened? They put them bitches to work. All right. They was like, had them cooking and cleaning, all of that shit. You know what I mean? Pulling hair, slapping ass, choking them. All right. Getting their neck. All right. Skeet, 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 skeet. To the window, to the wall. Yep. They had them to the window, to the wall. Just stole they hoes. So what happened was, the other side was like, what the fuck? They didn't came in here and burnt our shit down, took our gold and our hoes and our women. All right, hold up for a second. You know what we gonna do? We gonna put our cape on. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go get our women. Because they over there impregnating these women and skeeting in them. All right, so what we gonna do is we gonna get on our horse and then we gonna go get our women. All right, they went over there, all right, with their horse. They went over there and said, we going to get our women, all right? And then when they showed up, the women was over there, all right, with knots on their head, washing dishes and shit, getting that daddy long stroke, Roman style. And then they told them, they said, ladies, we're here to save you hoes. We're going to take you back to our village, and then we're going to keep you as ours. You ready? Hop on the back of the horse. Guess what happened? The woman was like, we're okay. We'll stay here. That was like, hold up. Wait. Oh, the humanity. Wait. You mean to tell me you want to stay with these Visigoths and these goddamn barbarians? You want to stay with these Caucasus Mountain barbarians? You don't want to come back with us? They was like, nah, we good. We'll stay over here with these guys. These are real men. They know how to treat a woman. They know how to put us in our place, you weak ass simps. And that's how human history went left. Yes. That's how the Roman Empire started. Just like that. Drunk history with CGA, by the way. You know, it went something like that. New world order. Give or take a couple of BCs and a couple of clunks and a couple of rapes and pillages. It went something like that. Something. Anyway, not exactly historically accurate, but give or take a couple of thousand BC years and a couple of transitions of power. It was something like that. But just female nature, by the way. They like to get clunked over the head. Clunk, all right, bend it over. We like the barbarian. Yes, indeed, they was riding it. Let's get to the show, or this part of the show, as we're already off the rails. Let's see here. What do we got here? What is this? Rate your Rizz. Okay, let's rate some Rizz. I don't have an intro to rate your Rizz. But ladies, just be appreciative of the life you have. All right, rate your Rizz. We're going to start off in Target. Target Rizz. I guess this is a place to go, Target Rizz. Let's go ahead and show what we got there. All right, thick ass white girl. All right, there you go. Big legged white girl. Boy, she, okay. All right, there it is right there. And now we got our brother starving. So we're going to take you to the Rizz. I got to put the volume on because there was music on it. So let's see the Rizz.
Pardon me. Before I finish shopping, I had to ask, what else do you do for a living besides put other women to shame?
Oh my.
Hey, you look absolutely stunning.
Thank you. You know that.
Can I trade my name for yours real quick?
Ruby, nice to meet you.
Ruby, nice to meet you as well. Yeah, do you, I know you're busy. You're probably about to get out of here. Drink coffee or anything by any chance? Yeah, can I possibly get to know you over a cup of coffee? A little bit? You married? Okay, happy?
I'm happily married.
All right, look, I could just be a friend whenever he acts up or anything like that. Somebody you could just talk to, vent to if you need to. That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
That wouldn't be a good idea.
No? Okay. Trust me, I'm a fantastic listener.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
All right, boy, that is a butterface, and she's a cutie with the glasses on, but she got a nice body. But here's the thing. That body that's a sausage casing on her legs. That body is going to just, I mean, she built nice down there, but it's going to be flabbier and fatter once them pants come off, just so you know. But yeah, she's nice. She backed away and she trying to hide her ass as she's moving away. All right, you see, she don't want to put that ass over there by his face because this ninja was starving.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
All right, he jumped right out. And coffee. All right, what coffee date? All right, come on, bro. Coffee date. Now you want to be a friend. You dirty macking the husband. And now you're going in, in case you want to lay your head on my pillow. All right, man, but boy, oh boy. All right, she got a nice lower body there for sure. And her waist is, well, I'm going to tell you, man, she's got a waist trainer on or something, man, because this is some unnatural curves there. This is a butterface. That's definitely a butterface here. All right, and she trying to back out of there. So look, oh my goodness, big leg white girl right here. Here we go.
Oh, the humanity.
All right, yo. All right, and look at that. She a tiny looking chicken nugget. All right, with braces on, I love to butter the tonsils of a woman with braces. All right, but dirty macking, is this what the game is? Dirty macking? Is this what we're doing? We're teaching men to dirty mac women that say they're married? Like, this is game? Is this the mouthpiece? All right. Is this the mouthpiece? Is this what you teach men, all right, to do in their 30s and 40s? All right, you got to have game. All right, let's go dirty mac men's husbands. This is crazy. All right, anyway, you guys, do not get involved in this long term. Do this shit for about a year or two and then grow up. All right. Somebody said she was stroking the wallpaper. Yeah. Ooh, she got them braces on. I can't tell. She's either 13 or 31. I don't know. She's either 13 or 31, little Cabbage Patch Kid looking bitch. All right, but I'm going to tell you, man, the booty meat going to be clapping here. The booty meat going to be clapping. All right, look at that right there. Yes. Oh, I gotta scroll up forward there. With the Ugg boots, yeah, she didn't take a shower this morning.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Before I finish shopping, I had to ask, what else do you do for a living besides put other women to shame?
Oh my.
Hey, you look absolutely stunning.
Thank you. You know that.
Can I trade my name for yours real quick?
Ruby, nice to meet you.
Ruby, nice to meet
Ruby.
you as well. Yeah, do you, I know you're busy. You're probably about to get out of here. Drink coffee or anything by any chance? Yeah, can I possibly get to know you over a cup of coffee? A little bit?
Look at that body. Look at that build down there, boy. That's thick. All right, that's a. Wait a minute. Is that a good? Dita. That is a Dita. All right. Hey, she got something going on down there, boy. Boy, I tell you. All right, here we go. He said, I can't hear nothing. He just dirty macking somebody's wife.
You married? Okay, happy?
I'm happily married.
She does have a ring on her finger.
I could just be a friend whenever he acts up or anything like that. Somebody you could just talk to, vent to if you need to. That's about it.
I will put something in that mouth.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
I'm good with that.
that wouldn't be a good idea.
No?
I'm going to put something in that mouth, little Cabbage Patch Kid looking ass.
Okay. Trust me,
Thank
I'm
you.
a fantastic listener.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Oh, my.
Great day.
You too.
Okay.
Have a good one.
All right, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah. And look at this ninja. Oh, he didn't look. Ooh, wee.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Oh, that's a gordita for sure. All right, that woman about 3 chicken nuggets away from a full-blown gordita. All right, here we go. Oh, man, he's starving. All right, yeah, I see what he was looking at there. All right, I see what he was looking at. And I love the way she tried to walk back so she didn't put that ass. Look, she did the goddamn Grapevine, Texas two-step so she didn't turn that ass around.
I appreciate it.
Look,
Absolutely.
look at that. Yep, she ain't trying to put that ass out there.
Have a great day.
You too.
Yeah, yeah. All right, go on and walk away. Because you know, hey, ladies, when you walk away, we looking at that ass. Left, right, left, right, left. All right, she definitely was walking away knowing that ass, we was about to watch that jiggle.
You too. Have a good one.
All right, look, he had to peep around the corner. Oh, my.
Oh, the humanity.
Yes, indeed. Oh, no. What is this? You bet not, Rick. What the hell?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, my God. No way.
What does he do for a living besides put other women to shame?
Oh,
Like, you look absolutely gorgeous.
get out of here.
No, I'm dead
Well,
serious.
my honey loves me.
Oh, you have a husband?
Thank
You have a husband?
Yeah.
I didn't see the ring. Okay. He's a lucky man. You're welcome.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I told you about these ninjas. I told you. I told you.
I wish a nigga would.
I told you they have no standards. All right, these Mac ninjas have no standards. Soon as they get rejected by somebody just slightly decent, I mean, you know, that's a nice little smash-a-rooney on a Tuesday. Guess what happens? They try to increase the odds. Look at this shit. Try to increase the odds. What? All right, bro.
Oh, the humanity.
I told you about these guys are down bad. I know you did not just rizz up this granny with her grandmama. Look at that right there. Oh, no. Ninjas are disgusting. All right, you guys are disgusting, man. I tell you.
Oh, that's nasty.
Look at this. You're rizzing. I told you about these cold approach guys. You didn't rizz her up, did you? Yes, you did. You did rizz this up. Sloppy jalopy. Come on, man. She hasn't had sex in 20 years.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Look at this. Look, this woman hasn't had sex in many, many years.
Ma'am, excuse me. I'm sorry. I would.
You really rizzing this up, sir? Is this what we doing now? I told you. These dudes are terrible human beings. Do not follow these guys. They're desperate, man. They are desperate. All right, Rachel Rizz. We have Rizz like a pro approaching beautiful girls. There, and here we go. Okay, already, like I said, brothers, ninjas are starving. All right, this woman got her titty sitting right. Yeah, want a bite? Yeah. All right, we got a young girl, obvious, and you need to check her ID. This girl's obviously underage, or, well, not underage, but definitely young. All right, so let's see what's going on here.
How do they sit like that?
Huh?
How do they sit like that?
What? You do not leave for the shit up, right?
Before they up, let me get your number real quick. We out?
You can get my Instagram.
All right, pull it out. Let me see it.
You got it on.
You mind if I just like lay my head on them for a second? Cause like I never had that experience before.
All right.
Look at them things. Holy moly. All right, look at the milkers right there.
Oh, the humanity.
Hey man, that girl's probably in high school, just so you know. That girl's in high school. She's dressed up like she's outside late at night. Just to let you know, this girl's in high school. This girl's in high school. Maury, tell him about it. Tell him about it, man. That's high school. All right, I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all got to be careful. This woman's not experienced at all. All right, she's out here and you're talking to her. You can see the rapport is not there. She's got some outfit that she snuck and her friends snuck out at night. It is what it is. All right, now she done been fucked and fornicated already, but see, this woman's barely.
Come, let me get a hug. Let me get a hug.
I already be knowing. It's okay. You don't gotta cry now. You don't gotta cry.
All right, you see her friend too. These girls probably in high school. They both all have the same outfit with their titties pressed up. They definitely got milkers for sure, but these girls are young.
All right, I need to call you later. You like hugs, cuddles, and kisses?
Huh?
You like hugs, cuddles, and kisses?
Yeah.
Said I'm gonna hit you up. Dale, mi amor.
Yep, you about to hit up a minor. All right, a minor. You're about to hit up a minor. That's for sure. You can see she's young in the face. All right, for sure. Her body, your body was saying no. Wait, your mind might be telling me no, but my body. R. Kelly was tripping on that one. It seems like you're ready. It seems like you're ready, ass ninja. All right, come on, R. Kelly. Yeah, man. I mean, what grown woman comes out with her titties hanging out like this? All right, this definitely is a girl that her and her friends snuck out for sure with the pigtails. Man, that's a check your ID moment right there. Her body is saying yes, but her mind and the age is saying no. It seems like you're ready. All right, Ninja about to get a restraining order on Rachel Rizz. Definitely a restraining order. Putting her all up on Al Gore's internet. All right, so anyway. Let's see what we got here. Straggle Nickel Theater. We have more Rizz. All right, we have more Rizz right here. Let's take a look at this one. Let's Rizz this up.
Damn, I'm head over wheels for you.
Head over wheels.
I'm head over wheels for you. You fine as hell.
It's crazy, but thank you.
What's your name?
Mia.
Mia? My name Hubert.
Hubert.
They call me Hubie though for short though. You fine as hell though.
Thank you.
I'm trying to create
You
a.
got a nice grip on the hand. Okay.
Thank you. I'm trying to create a moment that we will cherish. You feel me?
Okay.
What's your number? Here, put your number in my
You
phone.
want my number? Bring on my number. You think you know what to do with these wheels?
Huh?
You know what to do with these wheels?
I don't know what to do with the wheels. I know you will not walk out my life. I know that.
I get to rolling.
I got jokes. You can handle the jokes?
Fast. I can handle the jokes.
Oh, okay. What else can you
I
handle?
can handle the jokes, you know, because bitches can't stand me. Like,
Yeah, okay.
literally. So I ain't got time for like any extra hoes and all.
I ain't got none of that. Just put your number in my phone.
Alright. Because I'm a wife. I can
You a wife?
clean and everything in my shit.
Cook and clean? You can cook and clean?
Yo.
Oh, okay. That what's up?
First date.
First date?
First date, I'm gonna cook for you.
You gonna cook for me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like going bowling or something.
Yeah, no, we can get real intimate first. Not intimate, but mentally. We can sit down and have a talk.
Oh, we can get intimate, like mentally intimate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before we get physically intimate. Okay.
We don't know about that. I'm
Oh,
looking
okay.
for a husband, too.
For a husband? Okay, I'm your husband. Damn, I'm head over wheels for you.
I'm going to say it again. These ninjas out here with this Rizz and this macking and gaming, they always going to aim lower and lower and lower. We got aiming at underage girls, clearly underage girls. We have wheelchair and we have a senior citizen. I mean, I'm telling you, the joke's right itself. When these guys talk about cold approach, if they're not videotaping themselves, they're approaching just terrible women. Then when they start showing their shit on the internet, on YouTube, they are approaching all the fine women. See, rejection is okay, ass niggas. Yeah, because all the good-looking women are rejecting you. All right, but then when you go rizz yourself up, talking about, man, I be getting all this pussy out here. We got a wheelchair, senior citizen, and an underage woman, all on Rachel Rizz. All on Rachel Rizz. I mean, come on, guys. This is getting worse and worse. I mean, look at what we're doing. Look at what we're doing. All right, we got a woman whose legs don't work. She can't even run away from you. We got an underage girl, and we have Nana. Funyun rings Nana. Didn't even wash her hair this week. All right, come on, man. It's getting worse and worse. All right, this woman right here on Rachel Rizz is going to talk about, this is a strag for sure. We got a Puerto Rican strag. Gonna talk about, I believe she doesn't want to be cold approached, I suppose. Okay, here we go.
To a party. I don't think guys understand how cringe this is, but I'm just looking at you like, ew. So we're there, and I have very beautiful friends, okay? We're all beautiful girls walking into the party.
Tens.
Yeah, 10s, 11s. And these guys, obviously they're a bag, okay, yeah, we get it. But like this one guy, he was like kind of like, imagine, we're like standing around drinking, not him being like, I don't know who he came up to, one of us. And he was like, oh, like, you know, you're looking good, da-da-da, just talking here and there. And he's like, can I get your snap? And then I remember somebody was like, no, like, sorry, I don't really give my stuff out. And he was like, I bet. He like literally goes, comes back, next person, oh, hey, you're looking good. Can I get your snap?
Yeah, run that. Run that. You don't want me. You don't want me. Your friend might. Yeah, you don't want me. Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
yes.
hold on.
Yes.
He went in a row, like 4 girls.
Yeah. Who wants me?
Part of the same group.
Who wants me, baby?
Hello, pardon me. Like, how are you gonna go from one friend to the next friend to the next friend? Like, you have to pick one and be like, okay, I want this one. I don't know. I just don't like
Destiny.
that.
Okay, hold on, Destiny.
You just want anyone. I went to a party. I don't.
Okay, she's wrong. First of all, you're wrong, ma'am. Why are you mad that he went to the next friend? So if there's a group of women, so Mr. Lucario. So if I go to one woman, but there, so if there's a group of 4 women there, and I ask you for your snap and you say no, I gotta not touch to the other 3. What kind of bullshit is that? Wait, what kind of bullshit is that? You said no, so I'm going to the next woman. Now you're mad that you rejected me and I just went to the next woman. Now you're like, hey, that you can't do that. No, you can do that. you stupid woman. Look, you rejected me. It's a numbers game. I can go to the next woman. I don't care if it's your friend. Now, I wouldn't practice that, but yes, if I was in the practice of cold approaching broads at a bar or a nightclub or a party, and you said no, your friend definitely getting hit on. He can't do that. Where does that say? What rule does that mean? Okay, I can't approach your friend next and go line to line to line. Okay, you said no. Okay, maybe she's a yes. Okay, this is terrible advice. But of course, this is what's going on, man. No. The other women are eligible to get hit on too. Just because you out here trying to fake the funk with a nasty dunk and trying to reject me, now you're concerned about who I'm walking up to next, even if it's your friend. You rejected me. You said no. This one could say yes. Just pure jealousy. I thought you didn't want me. Now you're mad that I hit your friend up? No, man, that is absolutely wrong. She's wrong as hell for that. She's wrong as hell for that.
I think guys understand how cringe this is, but I'm just looking at you like, ew.
Okay, ill. No, you're not. You're looking at him like, oh, he didn't try hard enough, so he just went to the next one. And he went to my friend, and your friend probably find her anyway. Most dudes hit on the ugly chick first. So obviously your girlfriends look better than you.
So we're there, and I have very beautiful friends, okay? We're all...
There you go. That proved my point. She's the ugliest of the group. All right, so let's continue.
All beautiful girls walking into the party.
10s.
Yeah, 10s.
Lies.
11s. And these guys, obviously they're a bag, okay, yeah, we get it. But like this one guy, he was like kind of like, imagine, we're like standing around drinking, not him being like, I don't know who he came up to, one of us. And he was like, oh, like, you know, you're looking good, da-da-da, just talking here and there. And he's like, can I get your snap? And then I remember somebody was like, no.
You said no.
Like, sorry, I don't really give my stuff out. And he was like, I bet. He like literally goes, comes back, next person. Oh hey, you're looking good. Can I get your snap?
Yeah. What? That's no violation there, ma'am. That's legit. All right. We had a party. All right. What the hell you talking about? All right. Let's see what the host is talking about here.
Run that. Run that. You don't want me.
Yeah.
You don't want me. Your friend might. Yeah, you don't want me.
That's a fact. All right. That's facts. All right. That's crazy. All right. What are you talking about, man? Hey, man, you played yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
Yes.
hold on.
Yes.
He went in a row.
So what? So, ma'am, what are you talking about? He went in a row. You were standing in a row and he was hitting on girls. You were number one. You said no. Next girl up. I don't think that's a cringe. All right. She just mad at that point.
Like 4 girls.
Yeah. Who
that
wants
are
me?
part of the same group.
Who wants
So
me,
what?
baby?
Hello, pardon me. Like,
No.
how are you gonna go from one friend to the next?
Where do they make their rules up? Ladies, women logic, between women logic, girl math, all right? All right, so what is it? Self-love era. All right, between some of the stuff they come up with, I don't even know how they come up with their ideas. Oh, he went to the next girl, then the next girl. Yep, my girl looks so good. Next. All right, absolutely pathetic logic. It's a numbers game, so I agree with the guy going from one girl to the next.
Friend to the next friend. Like, you have to pick one and be like, okay, I want this one. I don't know. I just don't
Okay,
like
that's
that.
Nope. See that? I just don't like that. You have to pick one girl out of the group. Soft girl era. Yeah. You have to pick one girl out of each group. What rule is that? It's just, that is terrible rule. Anyway, let me catch up with some super chats if there's any. She just made up the rule. Oh no, you only get to hit on one girl at a time. No, if you say no and your girlfriend gets up and moves, we hitting on the next girl. Oh man. Sad to see our generation of women leading men astray, telling them the rules in the middle of the game. They literally like tell you the rules and change the rules up in the middle of the game. Well, you can't hit on another girl. That's obvious a rule. No, it's not an obvious rule. All right, what do we got here? Nothing. Shout out to our brother, no government name. Can you explain why people are obsessed with seeing people that look like them succeed instead of being inspired by the attributes that made the successful person a winner? As a black Gen Zer, I never cared for skin color when it comes to my role models. I actually have been confronted with that question a few times. As, you know, one of my favorite coaches ever of all time is the legendary Rick Pitino, who's going to take possibly his fifth team to the NCAA tournament, St. John's, on a tear this season. And it's amazing. The Providence University, Kentucky, Louisville, St. John's, and then he was at a little school in New York last year, Long Island. I can't remember where he was at. So 15 to the NCAA tournament, possibly 4 teams to the Final Four. That'd be a record. But I used to tell people, and I was around some black coaches, and they were like, "Oh, who's your favorite coach?" I was like, "Rick Pitino," and they were stunned. They were like, "What?" And this was, back about 15 years ago. It wasn't UMass. That was Calipari. He was at another school a few years ago before he took the St. John's job. But anyway, they looked at me. Iona. Thank you. Shout out to you, Iona. But they asked me, how can you look at Rick Pitino? This is what a black person asked me. I swear to God. How could you look at Rick Pitino and want to be like him? I was like, I was looking like, and I said, what? I was like thoroughly confused. Yeah, they wanted me to say John Thompson. They wanted me to say, I like John Thompson. I like, the brother, what's his name? The dude from Arkansas, 94 feet of hell. They wanted me to say some shit like that, like a black coach. Like, I can't watch I can't like white coaches. But I was stunned at the absolute craziness of that question. I'm like, cause he's successful? Like, what? That was crazy. That dude, I didn't get it. I was like, cause he's successful? Yeah, Nolan Richardson. Cause he wins? Cause he has a decent system, like he recruits? Like, what? Like, I was like stunned. So that question reminds me of that, where people will say you can't like a person or want to be like them if they're a different race. Only in America, man. Only in America that shit flies, where you just be like, okay, I'm a successful person. I want to be successful, or I see him as successful and I want to emulate his style. So, yeah, I was like, dude, I don't look at race when I'm looking at coaches, man. I don't. I'm like, you either a good coach or a bad coach. Like, there's coaches that are white that I don't like, and certainly there's coaches that are black that I didn't even think had a good system. So, anyway, like, I'm not a big Coach K fan, and I wasn't also a John Thompson III fan or the second. So, I mean, flabbergasted. But, yeah, when people look at success, I almost never say, oh, he's black. I think I can do that. I'll be successful, and I'll try to be him. I never thought I could be that until a black person did it. I would never think that. I never think that. I never thought, oh, okay, since Obama became president, there's a possibility for me to be successful. I don't have that bone in my body. Like, the person's race doesn't make me think, oh, I can be like that now. I don't know, man. That's weird to me. But people do live like that. I'm like, dude, we don't have that big of a population. If I have to wait for black people to be successful for me to think that I can do it, I'm going to be waiting for everything. What if I want to be something and nobody black's done it? Right? I got to wait till somebody black does it to inspire me. So, yeah, man, I don't see that. But that was a question from No Government Name saying, why do people look at that attribute to wait till free? Like, women do that too. Oh, a woman did it. Now I think I can do it. Why? Why didn't you think you could do it before? I don't know. That is a weird mindset to me. That's completely weird. Like, I didn't jump on YouTube and be like, oh, a black person's doing YouTube. That mean I can do it. Never thought that. I don't know. Callie West says, but coach, want to know why I hate what I hate about poor people and game ninjas? If they had the money, they would turn around and not even want to pay you, much less tip you. Shout out to CGA, my favorite grifter. All right. He says right here, if they had the money, they would turn around and not want to even pay me, for sure. They don't tip. All right. Oh, they CGAs, you know, I don't need to pay him or tip him. Again, they don't want to pay you nothing, you know. But yeah. If you missed that part of the show, why rich people don't hate poor people is because it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter in the end. And Miles says, coach, since you've been around sports most of your life, would you trust any woman that are close to athletes to be faithful? Other women athletes, women trainers, media people, recruiters, business operations. Man, I've seen a lot of women in many capacities related to sports, you know, trainers, athletic trainers, media people, other coaches. I've seen it. Not all of them are unfaithful. Not all of them are unfaithful. You know, there's a place where women can work around athletes. Although I will say this, there is always some sexual tension between men and women, especially in that capacity. So if a woman's a water girl or an athletic trainer and she's on the sideline with all these guys, there certainly does or is going to be some tension or some conversation and possibly some sleeping around. Yep. And possibly some sleeping around. Not always. It just depends. We do know that there was a case recently with LSU football where one of the football girls, they used to call them the football girls, which were the women responsible to help in the recruiting process of athletes. One of these girls definitely got a train ran on her by members of the coaching staff and players. Train. So, yeah, tutors and this type of thing. There's always going to be that, especially with young athletes, young men, and there's women around. And these women know, and they certainly play on these possibilities. And some of them have some kink or some sort of fetish related to this, and it does happen. It does happen, not as much as you would think, but it does. Out of all the women that I think that are probably more likely to engage in that, I would say it's going to be more or less the women that work in some sort of, they're helping around the office, recruiting, helping recruit. Those women for sure are going to do it. But yes. Oh, was it Georgia or was it LSU? I thought it was LSU in Georgia. All right, but I can't remember. Yes, but there was a young woman that got a train ran on her during the LSU Georgia game. Maybe it was Georgia. Maybe it wasn't. I can't remember. But also you have at the University of Arkansas with a young lady that was banging the football coach, and she was riding on the back of a motorcycle, and he crashed it. All right, and so he was the head football coach at Arkansas. Somebody remember his name, I think it was Bobby Petrino. All right, so he was banging one of the girls that helped around the office. She was a student. And I'm not, trying to put people's business out there, and not to say that I've never done something like that. But yeah, I mean, it does happen where girls are around the program and they're helping as assistant or volunteering or getting some course credit hours or something like that. And the coaches or the players start banging on them. Yeah, it does happen. I can't say at what percentage, because I know some women don't. And I would say this, if a woman is around women's sports, she definitely probably doing some Lily Licklicker and all that stuff. All right, so yes, it does happen. It does happen. So if I'm a guy and my girlfriend is a trainer or volunteer for the football or basketball team and she travels with them, I would probably be like, all right. It was LSU. Yes, the LSU. I know LSU had one. All right, for sure. Yep, and when she over the study hall or she the manager or something like that, and she dealing with jock straps, yeah, she can get caught sucking some dick. For sure. I would definitely be suspect and go, because they offering her some dick. I'm going to just tell you that right now.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Yeah, women that do sports medicine and they walk around. I actually had a funny clip on my show related to this. Let me see if I can pull. Oh, I got some funny stuff. Do you guys want to bear with me? Let me see here. Let's see here. I used to do this on the show Monkey Chimpanzee. Let me see here. But let me see here. I did a segment on this, but I deleted it. So it probably is going to be hard to find now. All right, but there's some funny sideline clips of women, getting caught up. Here we go right here. This is one right here.
Out with a right shoulder sprain. I walked by him just now.
Right. This is one right here. The female, the white, look at this right here. The female athletic trainer, she looking like.
Oh, the humanity.
Right. So there she is. There go to Kaylee, and this is probably a school in the South, and this is how Southern ninjas used to get hemmed up. Emmett Till style. All right. He raped me. No, he didn't. All right. You jumped on him. All right. Where them young teenage girls used to jump on the slave ninjas and the black, look at her. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
All right. Look at her. She damn, boy, she's starving.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
All right. Look out. She looking at, oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. She's starving her ass off. All right. So, yeah, she thinking that train he ran on her, and he definitely smashed this. He definitely has smashed this. Yep, South Carolina. She got a white father that's a racist. She got a real racist white father. Like them niggers. All right, we'll show them. All right, we love our South Carolina cocks. All right, but them niggers will never touch my daughter. He went full Hulk Hogan when he saw this. All right, there's the difference between a black man and a nigger. All right, she got a racist father with no top lip. and a Larry Bird mustache. All right, that literally shit the bed when he saw his daughter looking at this shit right here. Yep. In South Carolina. You can tell she got a racist father. Look at her build. All right, look at her build. This is like a fat white girl, right? She gonna be fat as hell in her future. Paw saw this video and said, you better not ever bring a nigger home. All right. Look at her. Oh my goodness. Hey, black women, look at what happened, man. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
All right, she definitely gonna pull that ponytail back. All right, he gonna pull that ponytail back. Oh, she's starving, little PAWG. Little PAWG. Look at her. Look at that. Oh.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
All right, she's starving. Look at that white girl. Blondie. He gonna pull her hair back. All right. Her daddy gonna definitely cancel her and tell her to transfer. Right, for sure. All right, let me see here. Let me see. There's another one that's funny as hell that I put on I deleted it, so it's gonna be hard for me to find. Let's see here. Where can I put this? Damn, I won't find it. I think it was Rutgers. Let me see if I can find it. Rutgers University. Nah, they don't have it. All right, they deleted it. It's probably on my Monkey Chimpanzee channel. All right, I don't know. I won't be able to find it in time. So, anyway, as you can see, that question was answered right there. All right, so shout out to Miles. So you must have a girlfriend you're dating that is an athletic trainer. I'm not sure. Shout out to our brother here, Duke. The Duke Alexander is in the building. Shout out to you, Duke. All right, shout out to Duke. And David Vegas says, I just tried my wife's new spaghetti recipe. Okay. She tried to reel him back in. All right, she found out the streets were cold. David, that's the brother that has the wife that was on the Sugar Baby website. Wise L says, as a man who has had sisters, he says, do you feel any responsibility for them even though y'all are all adults? I don't have any responsibility at all. Like, I don't feel responsible for them at all. Nope. I mean, shout out to them. I don't feel like, I got to look out for them. Some of them have been married and divorced, but I don't feel any responsibility at all. So, their life is their life. And if they, fall behind or something like that, I don't feel like I need to help. All right, so let me see here. Shout out to you. Oh, I can't find the video. Damn, I can't find the video. I guess it's on my Vimeo page. All right, anyway. Yeah, I won't be able to find it. Otherwise, it's just too buried deep. Deep. It's buried deep. All right, so no, I don't feel responsible for them. So if they, hit hard times, I don't know if I would need to help at all. I don't feel like I need to. Okay, let me get in here and do It's an Evil World We Live In.
It's an evil world we live in.
All right, starting right here, first and foremost. When you guys are dealing with broke women, right? And you think, women are trying to scam you all the time. Well, one thing you don't understand or know, shout out to the ladies here listening to this stream. They can vouch for this. It's not that women are trying to scam men. It's that women are also scamming other women. All right, ladies?
It's an evil world we live in.
You know what I'm talking about. So if a woman comes out on a date with a man, she normally is going to say, I forgot my wallet, or I didn't have any pockets to carry my pocketbook, right? She's going to have these things that they come up with, and then we're going to complain about it. These women ain't shit. They're just trying to scam us, right? Well, women get scammed too by these same type of women. And they've been getting scammed by them for a long time. We have a woman that's going to talk about this. How my friend scammed me out of, well, let's just say near $700 on a trip. Vacation girls. Anytime you see a girl going to dinner or vacation with another group of girls, you can bet that there's a scammer broad in one of those groups. There's at least one or two scammer broads. that don't pay her fair share, that when they go on vacation, she shows up broke, and people have to cover for her. So let's play the video.
Let me tell y'all how my friend scammed me out of $676.86 on a trip and asked me to commit fraud to get it back. Now, we already had beef in Greece and we fell out, and she was getting on my nerves. But we made up before we hit Egypt. So I'm thinking we good, but why y'all, she tells me, I think you should pay more because you don't got no kids. Ma'am, what the hell they got to do with me? I didn't even invite you on this trip. Then she starts to tell me about how she has another friend that always pays extra because she got men to give her money. Well, girl, it sounds like you need to go on the trips with that friend. At this point before the trip, I had started to realize she was lying a lot and she was copying a lot of things I did. Now, fast forward back to the trip, she already had talked about how she went over her budget in Greece, which has nothing to do with me. Then when it's time to buy our ticket to Rome, this 30-some-year-old woman acting like she don't know how to book flights. Her card keep failing and decline. I'm telling her, call your bank, sis. She finally hits me and say, can you just book my ticket and I'll pay you back when I figure it out with the bank? So I'm like, okay. Y'all, so I'm trusting her of my friend of 7 years. I bought a ticket for $676.86. Why this heifer had locked her card on purpose? And when I asked for my $676.86, she looked me dead in my face and asked me to file a bank claim and that she would pay me half. Oh, sis, you're a scammer. Let me tell y'all how my friend scammed me out.
Okay. All right. That definitely is a Bama. This is definitely in the Bama. All right. I definitely is a Bama. All right. And so, yeah, she got a scammer friend. And as you can see, you know, we sometimes take it personal of how women treat men. And I think women inherently treat men differently when it comes to money. They see us as a big walking wallet or a pocketbook that they can use. And sometimes, you know what I mean? It's always the same story. I'm not like that. And then all of a sudden, I'm in a bind. All right. You know, I'm in a bind. You know, I'm just been stressing. I just been stressing and I just need about $150. I don't know. All right. After they didn't give you no pussy either. All right. I'm just not going to sleep with you on the first night. Then guess what happens? All right. You be like, all right, don't sleep with me then. And then a couple weeks go by, you know, I've just been stressing. I just got real problems. I know. And I normally don't, you know, definitely don't ask. I'm the type of woman that powers through it. But, you know, I just haven't been sleeping lately. All right. So they trying to dry beg you out of a couple of $100. But you didn't give me no pussy. Remember, you didn't fuck? You didn't fuck me. You was like, I'm not that type of girl. I don't want to hook up. But now, over the phone, you dry bagging. All right. So what happens is we have to understand while women do treat men like this, they do dirty shit to their female friends. So female friends do get on the other side of this as well. And unfortunately, since they're on a trip, she can't really leave her in another country. All right. But what's going to happen is the woman's probably going to help her out around the way. And then when they get home, they're going to be like, you bitch, I can't stand that hoe. Now, they're not going to tell other men about this. They normally tell other women about this. The other men don't get this part of the conversation. And unfortunately, guys, this woman in the group is the woman that more than likely you want to fuck. Yes. Yes. She's the woman that gets hit on the most in the group. And she's the most scandalous one in the group. Now, the women won't dirty mac that woman. But the women will be on the side like, I can't believe this bitch. All right. Hair done, nails done, and she ain't paid a dime. Scamming her friend. She sleeping on the floor. She trying to bring in niggas to fuck on their bed. And that's the girl that most dudes are trying to hit on. She's the slag of the group. And she's this woman, the slag. She's the slag of the group. For some reason, because men like hoes and whores and slags, you end up macking the slag. And guess what? The women ain't going to help you out either. They're going to be like, you can have her, go on and take her. Right? Because she's the one out there doing the most flirting. She the one out here trying to bring the most dudes back to the room. All right. And the other girls, you ain't bringing the musty niggas in my room. All right. And she be like out here crazy. She the one showing up back at the hotel room at 3 a.m. out all night drinking and slagging. Yes, it is. She the dusty of the group. But for some reason, she the one that get hit on the most. She will travel and don't have no money. Yep. Yes, it's sad. All right, it's an evil world we live in. Again,
it's an evil world we live in.
I've been validated and vindicated again. I know it's just one video, but I've been vindicated once again. Remember, I have been on a tangent for several years, critical of the mental health industry. I believe it's a scam, although I do believe that people do have mental health issues. Unfortunately, for people who I've been saying this to, you've been thinking, Coach, man, you can't say nothing like this. Oh, yes, I can. I've seen far too many people use mental health as some sort of crutch or some sort of deflective tool that they can not be held accountable for their behavior, right? Or they can't be disciplined. It's far too often. Now women are saying they're autistic, they got Tourette's. I mean, and they ain't even damn been diagnosed. They're self-diagnosed. I've done several streams on this, and I'm about up to here with this mental health shit. Now, the other argument to that is people were like, hey, man, we need to destigmatize people who have been traumatized, people who have been, who have mental health issues. You're discouraging them from getting treatment. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not discouraging from getting treatment. And no, I don't think we should stigmatize people who get and reach out for help. However, there are people out here that are purely lazy pieces of shit saying they have a mental health disorder. I've seen way too many people. I've seen more people like that than I see people that need help. All right. Now, I also said this, and I've been on record, that people that have serious mental health issues, more than likely, it's not trauma. It is centered around alcohol and drug abuse. Okay. So, yeah, when you see somebody homeless, they might look like they're rational human beings, and they might look like all they need is a shower and a place to live, but you're also dealing with some sort of substance abuse. Okay. That's why they're homeless. That's why they have mental health issues. Some people are just crazy and cuckoo, but most of them have some substance abuse issues. And now, since we don't have people that are just openly saying they're drug addicts, we just say they have some mental health issues related to prescription drugs or recreational drugs. They're addicts. They're addicts. Nobody will say it. I'll say it. Okay. Now, if you do need some help, go get some help. But what I'm saying is people wear this mental health issues like a goddamn badge of honor, like it's their personality. I've been saying this for years, and now we have a therapist that is going to validate it. Let's go ahead and get her on here. This woman right here is going to validate that exact point. She says right here, that the rapist, it says, destigmatizing mental health went completely wrong. Facts. It went wrong. So I'm going to tell you why it went wrong before we hear from her. I'm going to tell you why it went wrong. Number one, women are more likely to identify with this, and women are more likely to be lazy and don't want to progress in life. They want everything handed to them. So they'll say, I have a mental health issue. And then they're also wanting to push men into it because they want men to be destigmatized, but also they're going to weaponize it against those men. All right. So whenever women go to therapy, they come out not to better themselves. They come out with information to weaponize it against men who don't have the information. Then when you go in there, you basically give yourself a fucking asterisk in life. And then both of you guys are fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right. So it's weaponized. Now, if I say I don't want to go to therapy, it's weaponized. Why? Oh, you don't want to go get help. Who says I need help? Everybody needs help. Okay. Why the fuck does everybody need help? Right? Not everybody needs help. And not everybody needs to go to therapy. That's not how it's supposed to be. If you're going to weaponize it and tell me that, hey, because you don't go, you choose to go, something's wrong with you, that's called weaponizing it. You're weaponizing it. Who says that's the solution? You do, because that's how you're weaponizing it. You're trying to gaslight and weaponize it. If a person says, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. It's not mandatory. It doesn't mean that I did it and I got help. And it doesn't mean that if I don't do it, I didn't get any help. So let's go back here. Let's go back here. And I'm going to say this and I'll let the woman speak. Normally what you're going to see here in this situation is where they're using this to basically saying, and she says, it's gone too far. It's gone the wrong way. People are saying destigmatizing, but they're using it as a personality. I'm doing the work and you're in therapy for like 10 years. All right. It doesn't make sense. But they're doing the work, but their husband's still the narcissist. Doesn't make sense. How is he the narcissist, but you're the one in therapy? It doesn't make sense. And when you think about the therapeutic industry, you get labeled or you get a diagnosis if you use health insurance. If you use health insurance, you automatically get a diagnosis. I don't think that's fair. So that means all of the data related to mental health is wrong, is basically related to health insurance. Oh, depression is going way up. That's because more people saw therapists with health insurance and they all got diagnoses. And now many of them are on head meds. A quarter of them are on head meds. Is it because more people are depressed or more people went to therapy? I've been critical of this because people have been weaponizing this. The people who don't go are the bad guys. And you can't speak against it. Oh, now you know there's a problem. I'm supposed to be scared for speaking against this industry. Why? Why am I supposed to be scared? Why can't I say, nah, that's not for me, right? Without somebody saying, see, that's what's wrong with you. We don't do this about fitness trainers and fast food. Yes, we do about fast food. We don't do this about fitness training. If your fat ass don't go to the gym, we don't give you a goddamn demerit. We should give you a demerit and say that's what's wrong with your fat ass when I see you stuffing your mouth with Twinkies. I should be able to say, see, that's what's wrong with you, stuffing your mouth full of Twinkies. You need to take your ass to the gym. I should be able to publicly say that, right? Right. Here we go. And not only that, 75% of the therapists and counselors are female. Female. And basically the blind leading the blind. And the little bit of men that are in this profession are Duke shooters and pooters intruders. All right, we know this. Limp-wristed men, feminized men. There's not many masculine men involved in this particular endeavor. So I'm supposed to go, and most of them are white women. So I'm supposed to go to some Lily Lincoln white women to go get my goddamn therapy. I think not. What is this woman going to say? No swinging dick, no advice for a man in his 40s. All right, she got no advice from me, bro. I'm definitely not going to a black female therapist. That's definitely off the table. All right, so now that leaves only a small percentage of men that I can go to, a small percentage of therapists I can go to. All right, so what are we doing here? All right, can we address this as an issue with this particular field? It is ripe with horrible examples of what you're supposed to go and do. With no avenues to help, you're just supposed to throw yourself to the will of the therapist and go in there and answer 100 questions for this motherfucker with letters behind their name. I'm supposed to just respect that, all right, and do as they say. I think not. I think not. I'm not just going to throw myself at the will of this person that got a degree from the University of California at Berkeley. I think not. My man said, I'm a therapist and you speak in facts. Black heterosexual males, he says right here, I'm one of the small percentages. Like, yo, there ain't no strong black men that I can go talk to. The fuck? I don't want to talk to no white dude, no white woman, no Indian woman, no black woman. Give me somebody I can talk to about my fucking life that understands my walk and my frustrations. That might talk to no 50-year-old white woman. All right, anyway, talk to no 37-year-old black woman or no 24-year-old Latina woman that came out of her school. All right, she just graduated from college and she's supposed to therapize me. This is ridiculous. That field is ridiculous, bro. And not only that, I worked on college campuses, 5 to be exact. The psychology department is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And this is where most of these people come from? I think not. They never say the key things, right, Carter? Work out, go to sleep early, wake up early, drink water. They never say circadian rhythm, get some sun, water, vitamins, never that. It's always, well, you need to come back for more therapy. Go ahead and come on back for another session and possibly get some goddamn drugs. I think not. All right. Okay. I think not. You ain't about to therapize me tonight. The free agent lifestyle is my therapy. What the hell? Not only that, MK Ultra, the New World Order, I think not.
New World Order.
All right, so here we go right here. This woman's going to talk about it right here. Let's see what she says.
Maybe it's just me, but I thought that the goal was to create awareness, to, normalize seeking help, to make therapy accessible, to remove the shame around mental health struggles. But somewhere along the way, destigmatizing mental health has taken on a life of its own. And now, instead of people getting better, I just feel like people are getting worse. We didn't just normalize therapy. We've turned it into a personality trait.
Facts.
We didn't just encourage self-awareness. We turned every feeling into a diagnosis.
Facts.
And instead of using mental health language as a tool, we've started using it as a shield, justifying avoidance, self-sabotage, and emotional fragility in the name of protection. Now everything is a trigger. Everything is trauma. People say, I can't do this. It's bad for my mental health. When what they really mean is, this is hard and I don't want to deal with it.
Yep.
But when did mental health become about avoiding life instead of learning how to handle it? Good mental health isn't about comfort. It's about capacity. It's about having the emotional, the psychological, and the cognitive range to handle life as it comes. Not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard.
Yes.
Your mental health should be challenged, because if your mental health can't withstand stress, discomfort, or uncertainty, then you don't have mental strength. You have emotional dependence based on the right circumstances, and life does not care about your circumstances. And I'm serious, y'all.
Let's go.
Like, really, ask yourself, has your mental health journey actually made you stronger, or has it made you retreat further into protecting yourself in the name of good mental health?
Woo!
Maybe.
Let's go. Let's go. This is everything I've been saying. I've been saying this from the beginning. She is right. I'm not going to go to her therapy sessions, but she's right about that entire industry. That is a fact. That's facts. She killed it, man. She killed it. And if anybody needs her information here, I think her name is Raquel, the capacity expert. All right. I believe that's her. All right. I don't know if she posted somebody else's commentary. I think that's her. All right. It does look like her in that small picture. I completely agree. I agree. This has been what I've been saying. They've been weaponizing this industry far too long, and you ain't supposed to talk about it. And you the bad guy if you talk bad about it. Nah, fuck that. I've been standing pretty much 10 toes down, and I'm comfortable with my diagnosis about that industry. I think it's completely flawed, and you're going to find out when it's way too late. And most people it's way too late. Y'all already bought it hook, line, and sinker, and you bought that you go supposed to have a cloud over your head, and you're just going to have a depressive, anxious moment, and you can't survive it. My anxiety's being triggered. So the fuck what? React to it. All right? Learn to deal with it. All right? I got to go sit in the corner because my stress has been triggered. Man, get the fuck out of here. No way. No way. The people have been using that. What it means is you're fucking weak. That's what she said. You're a weak link. Okay, you got to learn how to overcome and adapt that. All right, yeah, we all have our stuff. Trauma. What is trauma? Everybody's been traumatized. So your trauma is supposed to be bigger than mine, or my trauma is supposed to be bigger than yours. Everybody has trauma. Everybody. Okay, I was watching the Malcolm X thing. I was like, nobody said Malcolm X had trauma, and he surely did. All right. All right. People in the past all had trauma. All right. So to say you've been traumatized, so you need help and you need to, no, hell no. Absolutely not. I don't agree with many of these things that have resulted in this destigmatizing of this industry. Okay. I don't agree. All right. I don't agree with it. I see people use it, especially men use it. And I think you're a wussy. All right. For real. I think you're weak. All right. And when people say I can't afford to have mental health issues, I can't afford to be depressed, it's the real deal. I can't afford it, bro. I don't got no time for that shit. And if I had to run over people and step on toes and step over people and run through them because of my trauma so I can win, it is what it is. I'm a man. I don't have time for therapy. I don't have time for this whole kumbaya and to unpack my past. I don't have time for that shit. I got motherfucking bellies to feed. I got bellies to feed, bruh. I got bills to pay, bruh. I got people to counsel and over how to overcome this bullshit. Okay? We don't got time to have a goddamn pity party of 1 or 2 because you've been self-diagnosed with some bullshit on how to not be a lazy piece of shit. That's what that therapy industry has gotten into. And it's not the industry, but, you know, they've been capitalizing. You know what it is? It's the people that are lame losers that don't want to boss up. Trying to say, but I have it. I don't give a fuck. Dude, you probably were a drug addict. You probably were on drugs. Now, do you want to answer that? I guarantee you did drugs. If you didn't do drugs, your mama did drugs when you were on the womb. So let's deal with your drug dependency and possibly, because any of these people that say they have depression, they almost always smoking on a goddamn vape pen. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed that? Every time I hear somebody that got fucking depression or stress or anxiety, they smoking weed. I see it all the time. I'll be like, that's ironic. They always fucking hitting a vape. I'm like, why are you always hitting? Going back. Much of this is related to alcohol and drug dependency of either the parent, the mother, or the child themselves, or the adult. Much of it is. 100%. And people will say, my depression caused the drugs. No, it didn't. No, it did not. You were doing drugs, then you ended up with anxiety and depression. You jackass. Yes, you did. You were an alcoholic, and now you have depression. Oddly enough, you're doing uppers and downers, and now your life is fucked up. How about not do drugs? How about not do drugs? How about your mama not do drugs while you were in the womb? How about we start right there to fix your anxiety and depression? Get off the fucking coca and the 2C and the drugs and the weed and the vape pen. How about you stop being a goddamn depressed, codependent, glass dick smoking individual? How about you be that and go get a fucking job? How about you do that and see how that turns out? All right. Telling me you depressed and you smoking weed. Look, can you see the two lining up? Can you see the two things lining up? Talking about you in therapy and you smoking pounds of weed all day. All right. You're an addict. You don't have depression or anxiety. You're a drug addict. That's what you are. Deal with your drug dependency and maybe your fucking life will take off. Piece of shit. Drug addict. Fucking cokehead. All right. I don't have no sympathy for cokeheads and weed heads. If you're a fucking drug addict, it was your fault for doing it. Now I'm not got to deal with your mental health because you're a dope fiend. Right here. No, deal with stop being a dope fiend and get your damn life together. How about that? Fuck your anxiety and depression. Stop fucking knocking down bottles of wine and get your life up instead of telling me you got depression. Basehead ass niggas. All right, I can't stand dope fiends because you guys were the ones that wanted to do drugs to feel popular when you were 13 and 14 and 15 years old, and you wonder why you're depressed at 21. Try not to be a dope fiend. That's what the problem is, and nobody wants to deal with it because you got to admit you a glass dick smoking, you a goddamn basehead. Nobody wants to deal with that reality. Smoking on bongs all day and wonder why you're depressed and anxious. And I got to deal with it and lay off of you because you a dope fiend. All right, anyway, kiss my whole ass.
It's an evil world we live in.
Please. Everybody knows that that's what's causing it, but nobody wants to say it. I told you that's what it is, and prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You can't prove me wrong, you dope fiend. Right here. Jesus. Right here. Dope fiend want me to feel sorry for him. No way. Crackhead. I'm not feeling sorry for you because you can't control your damn codependency. Please. Because you a wino. I'm supposed to feel sorry for you because you can't learn how to kick the bottle. Please. I don't feel sorry for people in this situation. You got yourself in this situation. Stay the hell away from me. Right here. All right. Anyway, it's an evil world we live in. Did you guys know?
It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world. Okay. We got a woman out here saying in the military, they have orgies. Here we go.
There's always these secret military orgies that we would go to, and it's like at Dave and Buster's, and then you all go to someone's
Dave
house.
and Buster's.
Stop
Right now. You would meet at Dave and Buster's?
That was the spot.
Dave and Buster's at midnight.
It's fucking popular.
Yeah, with kids. And where would y'all meet up at the Dave and Buster's? Like at an arcade, like a whack-a-mole?
Like how I don't really. I guess just a bar.
You'd all just meet up at the bar, and then you'd be like,
Then
ready,
we'd-
set, break. And where would you go?
To whoever's house was
You go to a
hosting
house?
it.
And how
yeah.
many people?
It was usually the officers. Terry.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so how many people were in the orgy? I mean, sorry, in the orgy.
Oh, there were probably like 10 to 20.
10 to 20?
Yeah.
How many guys, how many girls?
Probably more girls than guys.
These are your future wives, man. I mean, the military, you should know. Any woman around military, the guy asked a question about basketball or athletes and women. Any woman around the military, just know. She been ran through more times than the Holland Tunnel. Okay. And look at these beta brads. Look at Opie Cunningham here. All right. And Howdy Doody. Look at Howdy Doody learning what their future wives be out here doing. It is what it is.
Are you trying to record us right now?
Oh, no. You can't tell people about the orgies. That was a
But I feel like that only happens in the Hawaii one. I don't think they're doing that stationed in Texas. I think it's just
Really, you
30
think?
guys watching Stiff Socks be like, these guys are fucking
Maybe
chill.
it is just a combat unit kind of thing.
Yep. Here we go right here. All right. And you can see in her eyes right here.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Well, I know that would be me, but she been through it. This one been through it right here. This one been through it. All right. She definitely got some trains red on her for sure. All right. This is what it is. Any woman around the military, barrack bunnies, you just know they had some fun, man. All right. They had some fun. And they're known, the military is known for swingers. All right. They're known for doing shit like this. So, yeah. It's an evil world. These are your future wives. Y'all gonna marry one of these former military barrack bunnies out here. All right. And she been out here and she said the officers. All right. So it seems to be maybe the privates. All right. The women that are lower on the ranks over with the older officers who have wives. All right. So they're married. The officers are married. They have a wife and then they have the girls, the recruits. All right. And then they come in there first year or two and you know what time it is. All right. And it's mostly women. And did she say mostly women or a few women and a bunch of ninjas? Yes, indeed. Barrack bunnies. And look at her. She been violated, that one woman right there. Okay. Was she still talking about something?
I think it's super cool.
I was stationed in Monterey my last year, and no one had orgies there. There was always these secret military orgies that we would go to, and it's like at Dave and Buster's.
All right, so they meeting up. Okay, here we go right here. All right, they meeting up at Dave and Buster's, y'all. All right, so if I see you ninjas there with my Coach Gang shirt on, all right, at Dave and Buster's, I'm gonna know why y'all there. It's mostly women and a bunch of military officers. All right, and they done picked them. Make sure you know. So if I see y'all ninjas hanging out at Dave and Buster's with your motherfucking hoo-ah Marine shirt on, I know what's going on. Yeah. And she been ran through this one right here.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
This one, yeah. This one definitely been 1,000 cocked out. For sure. She didn't experience some things. Them eyes are dead. Look at that soul. She's soulless. Or definitely she had a Botox, so her face is paralyzed. Her soul is gone. Here we go right here. Then just hanging out at Dave & Buster's. All right, so we have this woman out here in jogging Kaylee. There she is with her jogging. All right, she got her jogging outfit on. There she is. Boy, that's a rough-looking woman there. She definitely got a square jaw out here. Let's see what this square jaw chick is talking about here. It says, insane cheating story. Okay.
I've been cutting hair for 18 years. You see a lot of cheating?
Yes, I've had people tell me they're more loyal to me as a hairdresser than they are their husbands. So I had a client come in and she was getting her hair blown out and I asked her where she was going and she said, out to dinner at such and such restaurant, which is at the other end of the shopping center I work in. So I happened to be going there also with a couple of my friends and I see her out and I introduced myself to the person she was with when I went over to say hello. They were kissing, hand on the thigh, and didn't think anything of it. Thought it was just her husband because I knew she was married. I thought they were just having a little date night. She comes in a couple weeks later, another blowout. This time a different gentleman comes in and hands her car keys. And I looked at her, I was like, oh, who was that? She said, that's my husband. So she was I walked in on a date and it was not her husband. She was on the date list.
Do you think most of the women whose hair you cut cheat on their husbands, or is it just like a select few?
I think there's a select few and a select type. I don't want to stereotype, but there is a definitely a type.
You've been cutting hair for 18 years.
So the hairdresser right here, the hairdresser stories, we tell you if red pill jobs, you need a red pill job so you can see the other side. And of course, she knows the secret. I'm pretty sure if I was talking to her and she saw my show, she would say, well, not all women cheat. All right. Okay, ma'am. Oh, with that square ass jaw. Tell us who. What women cheat? You said there's a type. Which ones are doing it? Speak up. She obviously knows. Okay. Speak up, ma'am. All right, I'm all ears. So this is the word where they come up with these anecdotes. Well, I would never do it. Okay, anecdotal. All right. And not all women do it. Okay, cool. Okay, but which ones? The ones that breathe? The ones that are breathing? The ones that are talking? What's the tip off here? What type are you talking about? The women with hair? The women wearing wigs? Like which one? What type? The black women? The white women? Which ones are the ones doing it? So we know. All right. I don't know. The quiet ones? Yeah. And she said there definitely is a type. Speak up, bitch. Speak up. Make it easy for us. What type you talking about? The ones that are breathing? The ones that are married? Well, I don't get it. And look how she looking. Oh, man. She does Brazilian jiu-jitsu. All right. So she's an aggressive woman. She got okay, yeah, this is an aggressive chick. You could tell she's a fighter. She had some trauma in her life. The women that drive Ultimas, which ones? The women with the fake tits? What are we talking about? Toots?
You see a lot of cheating?
Yes, I've had people tell me they're more loyal to me as a hairdresser than they are their husbands.
Damn. Look at that. It's an evil world we live in, gentlemen. It's evil.
It's an evil world we live in.
So I had a client come in and she was getting her hair blown out and I asked her where
she was getting something else blown out too. I think we heard enough of that. She was getting something else blown out. Anyway, we got the main event coming up here, and I think we're right about the 2-hour mark, so it is at 1:40. So we can accomplish all of that. I think we can get out of here by 7:15. All right, get your time back up. And we cook, man. We are in bad shape out here as a people. So we using that as a segue to tell you that polygamy might be the answer after all. Pro Man says, bruh, I was a combat officer. She is not lying. No privates or NCOs, just officers. So only the officers are doing it amongst each other. And they're keeping it secret, obviously. You can't be having affairs in the military. So he was a combat officer, this Pro Man. And he says no private or NCOs, the officers. So the female officers was getting them cheeks clapped. That's not a surprise at all. I mean, I don't, That's not a surprise with the world we live in, for sure.
It's an evil world we live in.
A lot of wealthy communities have swinger communities. All right. And swinger communities are normally going to be, obviously, you have to be married, and they're often going to be older women. If there are younger women in swinger communities, it's often going to be an older man that brings her in. So an older man will bring a younger woman in. And normally that's how he gets access to the swinging community. You have to come as a couple. You have to bring meat. The only people who technically don't have to bring meat are black men who are considered bulls. So if you are hung like a bull, pause, then you can possibly get entry, or you got to be handsome or have stamina or muscular, right? You might get a pass to not have to bring meat. With that being said, yes, these wealthy communities are often going to be 40-plus-year-old women, 40, 50, and they're going to have soggy bits and all kind of roast beef curtains and hanging labias. And they will get banged out, and they'll let trains get ran on them. Yep, 100%. And so it's going to be mostly older women and older men. It's going to be older people, moms, women that got kids that are 10 years old and shit. Severely older people, senior citizen communities, like Leisure World, Seizure World. All right, these communities, they will have things that they hang out, pineapples or some little colored thing on their little golf cart, indicating that they're swingers. So it's mostly going to be older people, not too many young people or young women engage in this type of thing. All right. If they do, it's amongst their own kind of people, and she'll do it on the low. Younger women have to actually be careful with their bodies, even though that they're on birth control and maybe doing some HIV prep. They still have to be careful because they have a longer life to live. They don't want to catch any wreck. All right. So, anyway, Mormons and who-ishes. Yeah, it's very popular in those communities. Shout out to our brother. It is Alton G. He says, and the female, wait a minute, was there another chat? No, and he says, and the female private women get promoted fast. There you go right there. Hey, man, it's always about the sex. So if there are women doing this in their lower rank, they get promoted faster. They get promoted faster, the fast track, if they participate in the training. Yes, indeed. And also, if you are a black male bull and want to go to these things, you can't just show up. You know what I mean? With your gonorrhea dick dripping. You can't just be like, here I am, y'all. Here I am. All right. With my chlamydia and gonorrhea dripping. You can't just do that. You actually have to still be, it is still a close-knit community, and you might have to have a referral, or you might have to bring some meat initially. And once they get cool with you, then all of a sudden they'll let you come in. All right. So you don't just think you showing up to smash. I heard there's pussy here. I'm the bull. All right. All right. Nah, they gonna be like, get your gonorrhea dick out of here, bruh. All right. Nah, man, we ain't got no time. So you got to be referred in. You can't just show up and say you're the bull. I'm the bull, y'all. All right. All the white wives, bend over. And the Asian ones too. Just going down the line. All right. Just like they got to trust you, because all of a sudden they don't want you. These are politicians and school board members and PTA moms. These are people teachers, right? These are CEOs of companies. You can't just be like going in there with your dick dripping like a faucet, and then going down the line banging all the PTA moms. All right. They got to make sure you keep a secret. All right. Anyway. How do I know? How do I know about this? Well, the 10th man says, is it weird that I get aroused by women with logic? That's not weird. That should be actually a thing. What is that? Sapiosexual? All right. Smart women are definitely arousing. Now, some women think they're smart and they're not. All right. You just loud. You just opinionated. All right, opinionated and smart are two different things. All right, just because you can talk about something doesn't mean you're smart about it. All right, Obi-Wan Wanobi. Coach, I just saw that the artist A$AP Rocky was found not guilty in his case today. Shout out to A$AP. All right, that's a big one. He says, it seems that in a nutshell that his friend wanted money and failed. Have you ever personally dealt with a scumbag backstabber like this? I don't know the details of the case, so I don't know what went down. Apparently, a friend tried to set him up. All right. I don't know the details of the case. I know he was facing some years, but it's good to see that it sounded like he got railroaded, or maybe I think he showed up with a firearm. I'm not sure what the details are, but shout out to ASAP for beating the case. It's hard, man. And it's sad that you have to go through this cases and then you're not guilty. And then it's just a complete waste of time and money when people could have just been honest. All right. They just could have been honest about what their intentions were. And now I got to go through a trial and worry about my freedom and lose money and lose sleep and have anxiety. All right. Shout out to ASAP. I don't think he was guilty of what they probably were saying he was guilty of. I think they were just messing with him. See, when I was talking about this earlier, where I said, if you have a lot of money, you're going to spend it. This is why I say you always have to have income. My uncle, right? Guys, especially if you're famous and have money, you're a target. So a lot of your money is going to just be wasted. So you got $20 million. I guarantee you he spent $2 million on that case. $2 million in a bucket, gone. For him to replace that $2 million is going to take some work. You know what I mean? It's going to take some work. So he's going to always have to have income coming in. He's a target. Wealthy people are a target whether they're famous or not. Wealthy people are a target whether they're famous or not. But of course, when you're more famous, you're a bigger target. So yes, you're always going to have to keep money coming in. You're always going to have to generate income because you're going to waste a lot of money on legal fees, divorces, children, whores, drugs, party, orgies, building businesses, failed adventures, business ventures, successful business ventures, right? You're always going to need money coming in. Okay, because dude, you're just going to just throw money away at some bullshit. And guess who it's going to be? Not a stranger. It's going to be people you know or have had sex with. People who work for you. Ask Kevin Hart. Okay, people you were married to. Your family members. Your former employees. Your homeboys. That's who it's going to be. So money goes out fast, bro. If you never had a couple of dollars in your bank account, money goes out fast. It goes out faster than you earn it. So you almost always have to have income. Man, sadly enough, thank you for that update. Sam says, hey, coach, my 2025 goals are to be in shape, pass my medical residency exam, and become an orthopedic doctor. He says, I am an ND in Honduras. I lost 10 pounds in January, and I'm aiming on losing another 10 pounds in February. I study every night for the test. It is in October. Please wish me luck. Shout out to Dr. Sam in the building. All right. Shout out to you, Doc. He's already a doctor in Honduras, but it sounds like he's here in the United States of America and he wants to be an orthopedic. Appreciate you, man. And I don't wish you luck. You don't need luck. You're going to be prepared for this opportunity. Preparation plus opportunity equals luck. All right. You're going to be prepared for this. You're fully prepared and you're on a mission. He's locked in. Shout out to you, man. When preparation meets opportunity, you will achieve luck. Congratulations, man. And Tonio Ocasio over here. What's up, coach? 98% of these beta virgin frauds stealing your content have never been in a threesome or orgy or kissed a woman. He says, I've been in these sexual situations before, and when these nerds talk on the internet, they don't even know what they're talking about. 100%. Like, in this space, I'm the motherfucking real authentic general here. You ain't seen me caught up in no bullshit here. Now, that's not to say you won't in the future. But I can tell a lot of these guys in this space, they're definitely, some might call them a beta virgin fraud. They talking out the side of their ass. And I don't need to call names, but, you know, they be like, coach don't know what he talking about. I'm like, these dudes are nerds. They never had an orgy. Not one that they ain't even pay for. Okay? They never had a fine ass bitch, right? They never had a fine woman in their fucking life. Okay? They never had a rotation of girls where one knew the other girl. None of these situations, bro. It's all theory. I'm a real ninja. I'm authentic. I fuck a bitch till she short-winded. I've been in these situations before I picked up a mic. All right, I've been married. I've been in these situations before that. All right, so they talking about they got game and muscles, and this dude is laughable, right? It's absolute laughable. Laughable. I'm looking at these guys like, who believes these guys? We don't believe you. We need more people. And then they just jump on here and act like they know what they're talking about. All right, but anyway, wild shit. Masculine frame, you know what I mean? Like, it's just wild to me. But I can see through them. All right, but a lot of men can't see through them. And then they'll be telling me, but game works. Like, please, sir. Are you the one advertising for game? I see the dude tell me in the comment section, game works. And I click his fucking picture. And I be like, are you telling me game works? You on the picture. I know you ain't talking. I see your picture. Nigga, I know you ain't got no game. I don't know what it is you calling game, but whatever that is, you ain't got it. I'm here to tell you, bro. I know your ass ain't got no game. All right? I know you ain't got no motherfucking game. You ain't even got a lie, bro. I could take you to 3 prime locations right now and you will come up short with all the bitches. Because you a goofy anyway. So shout out to you. I ain't trying to ruin your business or nothing like that. But I know you ain't telling me about no game. Right here. I'll take you to 3 locations outside of the Canadian border. First of all, get out of Canada. All right. Second of all, get to the United States. Third of all, go to a major metropolis that I've lived in. I grew up in. I cut my teeth in a metropolis full of fine bitches in the San Fernando Valley all the way to Orange County and Los Angeles. That's what I was growing up in from 5th grade all the way through college into adulthood and marriage with fine bitches walking around everywhere. I done traveled the world and I done been to all the major metropolises. I lived in New York State. I know you ain't talking about no game. Bring your ass to La Jolla. Come on. Bring your ass to Newport Beach. Let's go. Come to Newport Beach with that game bullshit. Right? Let's go down to the roof part. Let's go to downtown LA rooftop bar with prime calico. Rooftop bar in downtown LA. Come on. I know you ain't talking. I don't want to talk about this motherfucking game you got in the middle of Canada where nobody is, number one. Number two, you ain't in the major metropolis. All right, so I don't want to hear shit about no game. Like, what? I don't want to hear shit. Let's go to Miami. Let's go. We going right downtown. Brickell. Come on. We going right downtown Brickell. Here we go. Right on the fucking strip. Let's do it. Come on down to La Jolla. Right. Let's go to the Gas Lamp. Right down in San Diego. Prime piece of calicos walking around of all races. Any race you want. White bitches, Asians, Latinas. We talking about prime. Prime, Gas Lamp, downtown San Diego. Come on. They all walking around the whole night. Let's go. I want to see this game. All right, here we go. I want to see this shit. I'm going to just be standing off to the side. I can't wait to see this shit. I'm about to see you get slaughtered out here. You about to get slaughtered with your beer belly hanging over your belt. I can't wait to see this shit in your tight ass suit. I want to see this shit, bruh. Right? Anyway, I can't wait. Don't tell me about that shit you running in the back of Houston, Texas, outside of Houston, Texas somewhere. Man, I want to see you with some prime punani that the world knows is prime punani. Not bitches that you, oh, well, what about this? Nah, that's a fat woman. She's obese. Let's talk about some women that are in shape and shit that do kickboxing and Equinox during the day. Yeah, let's go. Soho House in New York City. We're going to Soho, New York City. Tribeca. Let's go. We're going to some real bitches, not no skags and slags. All right, nah, bruh. I want to hear it. I lived in these areas for 35 years. Ninja, I can see a lame ass dude a mile away. You know what a lame ass dude looks like, right? And you talking on the internet. You a lame. Bring your ass out here. I know you won't. I know you won't. All right, anyway. All right, anyway, let's get back to this because now I done fucked around and wasted time. Well, I don't like them type of women. All right, these are the prime. These are the 8, 9s, and 10s worldwide. These women could go from they could go to Dubai all the way to Monaco. They could touch all around the world. They could go to Andrew Tate's house. These are the women that are the most desirable. I don't tell about these slags over here. These are 6s. These are 6s. We're going to go where the real prime bitches are. Not Oceanside. We're not going to Oceanside. We going to motherfucking Carmel by the Sea. Bring your ass. Come on. Bitches that want to live in $10 million houses. Come on. Women that want to live in $10 million houses and shit and can get in a $10 million house. She probably sells $10 million houses. We're talking about these bitches chopped up with motherfucking high heels, 6-inch stilettos and shit. And when she walks into a nightclub in Vegas, they just open the door when she walks in and all her friends. Not bitches that stand in line waiting to get in. Right here. You're talking about worldwide prime punani. Bring that game bullshit around here. I guarantee you're going to be getting knocked the fuck over as soon as you open your mouth. Anyway. Yep, Dana Point. Come on, Laguna Beach. You got prime white bitches. Let's go. Here they come with their bikinis on and surfboards. Talk to them with your cheap suit on and your cheap ass cologne. Here they come. I wish they all could be California girls. Here they come with their surfboard. Nigga, you ain't got no surfboard. Nothing's gonna happen. All right. Unbelievable, man. These dudes, I'm telling you, man. And they be trying to talk about me. You got the nerve they open their mouth with my name in it. Stop. Pause. Stop. Stop, man. I lived in these areas. Cut my teeth day to day, going out. You ain't got no game for these places. I can guarantee you. There ain't many dudes that got no game for these places. You gonna get shot the fuck down. In a blaze. All right, in a blaze. Just because I'm looking at you and I know you're gonna get shot down. You're gonna be hitting on MILFs. Drunk MILFs. That's what you're gonna be hitting on. And you're gonna be laughing and sniggling, hitting on drunk ass MILFs, thinking you're doing something. All right, so anyway. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, that DC game ain't gonna work out in these prime calico areas. That shit is not gonna work. That Chicago player shit is not gonna work. That works in Chicago with slags and strags. Bring that shit out to there where there's prime, like a woman that can hop on a plane with their sugar daddy, and you're about to talk to her. She's like, my sugar daddy's waiting at the airport with the plane. What do you got to talk about? Okay, that's nice. Right? What? Don't fuck with me, man. These dudes, I don't know where they think I'm from, but it's not Edmonton, okay? It's not Reno. It's not any of these bullshit podunk towns. I grew up in Southern California. Women, weed, and weather, okay? With prime ass walking around all day long. From Thousand Oaks all the way to Newport Beach, all the way to La Jolla, California. That's me all my life. And you're sitting somewhere in Japan. You're sitting somewhere in New Jersey. I don't know where you guys are talking this shit, but I know you ain't where I grew up. I know that. All right. Where it's cold for 6 and 7 months out of the year. I know you ain't talking. It's laughable to me. It's laughable when they talk this shit and then be like, he don't know what he talking about. Laughable, man. Talking about from 5th grade all the way till I was an adult. Running around in Southern California where, nigga, if you ain't got a car and valet parking it, you're struck the fuck out. Right? You have struck out on just on valet parking alone. It's comical to me, the men in this space. Just absolute comedy, man. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? It don't even make sense. Right here. And if you're hitting and you're in a place where you're hitting on the world's 5s and 6s, let's just call a spade a spade. You're good at getting 5s and 6s. So it's just about everybody who is decent looking. And if you're messing with any woman that it has any fat on their body, that if they use the BMI index, it would say obese, that woman is not prime. She is subprime. In context of the International Beauty Scale, she is subprime. So anybody hitting on any woman that is fat, considered fat by the BMI scale, you're dealing with a 5 or a 6. Any fat woman. I'm talking about thick, slim thick, whatever y'all call it. These are the world's lowest ranked women. On the International Beauty Scale. So if that's where you're stuck at, fine. But you ain't hitting on the top tier women. You're hitting in the top tier women in Birmingham. In Birmingham, you're hitting on the top tier women. You got game for bitches in Birmingham. All right, that's great. Sounds great. All right, but if they're on the BMI index and it says obese, but they're not obese, oh, well, she's just not obese, she just thick. That's a subpar woman. Now, she's good looking, she got nice skin, she has nice hair, she's hot, she's attractive. I'll give you that. But you ain't did shit yet. I'm going to just let you know. You ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing that no other guy has not done for the last 60, 80 years. Please do not pat yourself on the back. We're talking about women in shape. In shape, bitches. We're not talking running on game on 6s and 5s. I mean, I could do that all day long. Right? That's not that hard. He says it's mostly in her ass. Again, that is on the International Beauty Scale. Low hanging fruit. I know you think, and you're more attracted to it. It may be more your type. These women cannot travel like that and be high on the beauty scale. They're going to be somewhere in the middle of the range, and they're going to have something extremely great about them. Great skin, great hair, healthy, no slag attitude. They're going to have to be. All right. So we gotta have to qualify what they're talking about. And I be with women like this all the time. I don't brag about it. like I thought we were bragging about women that were 9s and 10s. All right, because that's what I thought we were doing. Yeah, okay, everybody need help with that. All right, but when I say I was out here struggling, that means I was out here when I say I was out here struggling with women, and you say you were out here succeeding with women, I didn't think we were talking about the same women. I didn't think, oh, okay, wait. Okay, so you're pulling bitches worser than me. Oh, I actually was doing well then. I think I was doing better than you, actually. Because the women I were pulling, I guess they would be better bitches than you could ever get. But I'm not one to brag about something like this. I thought we were talking about pulling 9s and 10s. I thought that's what you said. You're bragging about pulling PAWGs and slags. Okay. I thought we were talking about something here. Oh, I get it now. I was doing better than you and I thought I was losing. Oh, okay. But I was actually winning, ass shit. I thought we was pulling models and shit. Some bitches that we can't pull. You're talking about getting free pussy from slags. Oh, okay. All right. I thought we were talking about doing something here. Is this what we're bragging about? This is what we're bragging about? I didn't realize that. I was doing better than you for sure. More better. I was doing better than you, and I thought I was losing, but I was winning. Like, what? You've been bragging about that? That's what you've been bragging about? Oh, my Lord. We got a problem here. We got a problem. We go right here. Oh, he says it's a battle of opinions. Let me tell you something. Beauty is not subjective. It is completely objective. Beauty on the international beauty scale, it is completely objective. Anybody that says it's a matter of opinion, that is false. Beauty is very objective. We know who's beautiful and we know who's cute. We know who's fat. We know what is. We know what is. Anybody that says, now, your preference is subjective. Who you grow up around and are attracted to is also subjective. So if I grow up around this, I might consider this beautiful. And if I grow up here, I might consider this a beautiful. But on the scale of beauty, it is objective. It is clear who are the beautiful women and who are not. It is not an argument. Now, who you prefer is an argument. You see the difference? For instance, if I put your preference on a yacht and the world's preference on a yacht, I guarantee your bitches don't get picked or paid. That's called subjective. I'm sorry, that's called objective. You will find out that your preference is less selected and less willing to get paid or lower paid. Men will pay, okay, I'll pay $50 for your preference. That's objective. Everybody knows who's the top broads in this point of the history and time. Sometimes that changes over 100 years. Preference and beauty are two different things. Preference is subjective. Beauty is obviously objective. When you got pageants and all kind of beauty contests and shit like this, you have to understand we're not talking about a subjective conversation. We're talking about who is the prime calico. Any woman over 28 has left the conversation of being prime. Now, is she still attractive? Yes. She's still attractive. She's still beautiful. She ain't prime no more, though. If she is any level of obese, she might be good in Nigeria, but she don't sell around the world. So she's beautiful in Nigeria, but she's obese on the beauty standard that is objective. So yes, it is clear. Everybody knows, but don't play games with me. You like what you like, but do not brag about it and tell me you're doing better and I got game when you're dealing with slump busters and booger wolves or average women. You're dealing with average women. I don't know why you're patting yourself on the back. That's the point. Okay? Don't pat yourself on the back for dealing with average women. That's my point. Then you want to come out here and brag on the internet and you're banging average women and sometimes subpar women. On the international beauty scale, that is objective. You're banging your preference. You're good at targeting your preference. And for some reason, you're good at targeting low-hanging fruit. Go ahead, but you're not getting a reward from me. No, you're not. That's pretty clear. That's objective. That's called objective. Okay, good. You have game for basic average women. Women that do not score high on the beauty scale. Why are you getting a prize for this? Why are you giving dating advice? Why are you giving dating advice? Why are you saying you're a Mac daddy? Okay, you're a Mac daddy in your region with your preference, which typically not many men are competing for. Or maybe the men in your area are competing for, but once you go outside of that area, nobody's competing for them. Do you get what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. So, hey, have what you like. I have what I like. Yes, I'm not dealing with models all the time. Okay, I'm dealing with average regular women too. But I certainly don't come up here and pat myself on the back for doing it. My man says people can't have their preference. Their preference would be their 10. That's your 10. It's pretty obvious what I'm saying. Press 1 if you understand what I'm saying. Or are you just trying to find a point of contention? It's pretty clear what I'm saying, guys. It's not confusing at all. Your preference is a 10 in your book, and she's a 2 in my book. Why are you patting your back? You know she's a 2 in the world. She's a 10 to you. You're dealing with fat bitches and broke whores. Hey, go ahead. Do not say you have game if that's the case. It's clear what I'm saying. Do not bring any confusion in here. It's pretty objective of what I'm saying. This space has gotten away with saying my preference makes her a 10. No, it does not. It does not. She's a 10 in your eyes. But your eyes, you're fucking shallow Hal. All right? You're dealing with a whale. You're dealing with a woman that is a 2 in fucking at Los Angeles. And you deal with a lot of 2s. You never dealt with a 10. You dealt with 5 2s, and you're happy about it. All right? It's clear. It's not that hard to understand. And this space has gotten away with men patting themselves on the back with having a run around Atlanta when I've been to Atlanta, and it ain't nothing special there. Not growing up in Los Angeles, Atlanta doesn't do it for me. There's attractive women in Atlanta, don't get me wrong, but do those women range on the beauty scale high in Los Angeles? No, they don't. Now, that's not to say the women in Los Angeles will range high in Atlanta, but we know where the women come from or the women go to when they want to be a big fish, a big fish in a small pond versus a small fish in a big pond. But dudes in this space been getting away living in Gary, Indiana, talking about their pumping, dumping, and running through women. And I'm like, I've been to Gary, Indiana. That's nothing to brag about. Why are we bragging about this? I've been to Gary. I've been to every state except Alaska. I've been to all your cities and towns. You can't confuse me, man. Now, if you just haven't been around and been outside of your town and you just been to a couple cities and you think you're doing something, you're not. I'm just telling you, most guys are not in this space. They ain't done shit. And that Gary, Indiana shit don't translate soon as they hit Houston. So, great. You're bragging about running through Gary, Indiana. I mean, fine. All right, I don't know what to tell you. Don't think you're special, though. Don't think you've done anything, bro. That's my point. All right, anyway. Jesus. It's clear. It's not that hard to figure out. So anyway. I love fucking with this conversation. I love messing with you guys. And everybody has their 10s in their area. All right, but it is what it is. Yeah, dudes in San Antonio talking about they killing it in San Antonio. I've been to San Antonio, man. Stop. You're not doing nothing. I mean, you're doing something for San Antonio, but once you leave San Antonio, trust me, son. Trust me, son. Your game is not going to translate at all. That San Antonio shit is not going to work in Houston. It's not going to work in Miami. It's not going to work in New York. It's not going to work in Chicago. Okay? It's not going to work in Los Angeles or Northern California, San Francisco, or San Jose. It is not. Okay? It's just not. All right. And if that's all you've been in doing here, trust me, I guess that's great. But I tell you, man, that's an off night for me in Los Angeles. Your best girl is an off night to me. Your best girl, the best bitches you say you've been bagging in Los Angeles, in Irvine, that's a Santa Ana slow Tuesday. That's a Santa Ana slow Tuesday in Southern California. That's a bitch you be like, all right, come through. Don't let the neighbor see you. That's your best girl on a nightly basis. And you're bragging about it. It's hard. But a lot of guys in this space been getting away with that. I can show you my off night girls. I guarantee you, and most of these guys don't show their pictures, but we could get together and do it. I guarantee you, my off girls are better than your best girls in Gary. And unfortunately, Los Angeles works that way. When you're in a big area, the girls you're getting, they're good in Nebraska, right? You know what I mean? They would be the best girl in Nebraska. All right, but they're off for us in Los Angeles. We're like, oh, damn, I got to deal with this bitch. She a off night for us. She a pure 6 in Los Angeles. She would show up to your neighborhood and be one of the best bras in your neighborhood. Y'all ain't that hard to figure out. She be decent as hell in your neighborhood in Omaha. So there is levels to this shit. All right, anyway. Omaha catching the stray. People are pissed off. They're leaving. The game ninjas are leaving. He says, take a 6 out of LA and she's a baddie in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Facts. It will be very clear. All right, they will be all over them, gobbling them up if she left Los Angeles and went to Cheyenne. She'd be the best broad at the school. She'd be the top 2 women at the school. All right, real quick. All right, main event. All right, I love talking about shit like that, but main event. Oh, hold on. All right, same thing as Brazil. All these Brazilian women leave Brazil. They be the baddest bitch in your area. Facts. Anybody know this? If women from Brazil could fly out of Brazil and they had money and they showed up in San Antonio, they'd be the baddest women in San Antonio. They'll be some of the most beautiful women in your area. If they could just get out of Brazil, and they can't. That's how fucked up your town is. That's how messed up your town is. That's how much your women are subpar in your town. And it ain't even close. It ain't even close. If women can leave Brazil, which they cannot, and they packed up in about 10,000 women spread out against the United States, 10,000 Brazilian women spread across the United States map, they will be finer than half your town overnight. 70% of your town would have subpar women overnight. Overnight, the next day, there will be a new standard of beauty. And this would be a regular girls from Brazil. All right, anyway. So that's how different it is. That's how different it is. That's how different, that's how subpar. And by the way, just leave America and you realize you're dealing with subpar women. The passport bros been trying to tell you. I've been trying to tell you. Leave the United States and then go to other countries, mostly third world. These women are beautiful. All right, you come back to the United States and slump through the airport and bitches' titties be sitting on their stomach like this. Overweight women, slag, you're like, wow. Anybody ever do this? Press 1 if you've ever traveled outside the United States and came back and you was in the airport like like, You was in the airport like, damn, what did I just re-enter? You re-entered the Twilight Zone coming back to the United States. Right? You was like, oh no, what? And then, with bitches titties sitting on their stomach just walking and a man holding her hand. You like, damn, bruh, what the fuck did I just come back to? That's what I'm telling you. The Scale of Beauty International is completely different than your hometown. Completely different. It ain't even close. All right, anyway. He says it's infuriating. It's fact. It's a fact. You just look and go, man, wow, I'm glad I do you. And I wrote about this in my book, Free Agent Lifestyle, just so you can see it. I wrote about this. You guys got to just get a different context. Just leave your area. Leave your area and go somewhere else. Leave Edmonton and go somewhere else. Leave Calgary and go somewhere else. And it's just completely different. You had success in Calgary. It doesn't translate in Seattle. It doesn't translate in Oregon, Portland. It doesn't translate in San Diego. All right. You got to move around before you tell me you have game. Internationally, the scale is completely different. Main event. All right, I said it. We'll do it again. Okay, main event here. Here we go here. Let's do it. Polygamy being the best option. Polygamy being the best option. All right, so here's a woman right here. She says as she gets older, she might realize that maybe polygamy is better for women in general. Okay, women in general. Let's see what she says here.
Getting older, I feel like I understand polygamy more. Like, I honestly, and obviously this is not the whole species of men, but I feel like most men are not created to be with one woman. Like, I feel like that's why it works so well for a man to have multiple households and not switch up. Like, us as women, like, you know, like, some women can do it, obviously, be like, oh, I'll be with this nigga and then I'll be with that nigga. But for the most part, a man can really manage, I don't know how many, but 1 to 2 households and still be present in both households.
It's crazy.
So, like, I'm getting older, I feel like I understand polygamy more.
Hey, let's stop it right here. All right. So, by the way, this is some prediction I made around 2019, 2020, where, you know, we are a monogamous country. We are a Puritan country that is being invaded by the devil every day. So our values are literally based on Christianity for hundreds of years. We've gone away from that because we let the communist Marxists come in and basically change that slowly but surely. And now we have Satan presiding over America, but we are a Puritan-based country. That's where our values basically originally, laws, everything, mores, culture, norms have stemmed from that. All right, which monogamy is included in that. Monogamy on paper is what we practice. In fact, if you engage in a relationship with a woman, she automatically assumes you want to be a monogamous. That's based on our Puritan values. That's based on what the on paper, what we're supposed to be practicing. If you engage with a woman and you say, I want you to be on my team, I want you to be part of my rotation, I want you to be a part of my concubine, my harem, I want you to be a part of my polygamous group, the woman's going to think you're crazy. All right, they're going to be like, what? This is crazy. Okay, what kind of person are you? So with that being said, yes, monogamy is our on paper lifestyle. Now, despite that, we have massive amount of divorces, massive amount of affairs. We have women riding the carousel, younger ages, then marrying off as a slag to a nerd guy who is basically just lucky to have her. We are not practicing monogamy at all. We practice temporary sexual exclusivity, and we barely practice that. We have a lot of overlapping of partners, sharing of partners, and stuff like this. So with that being said, on paper and as a norm, cultural or a moray, or as some sort of what you would call moral approach to relationships, monogamy is it. All right, monogamy. Okay, monogamy. But I said in 2019 going into 2020 that poly is going to be what we do. All right, so when you have sugar babies and you have temporary sexual exclusivity, affairs, marriage, divorce, remarriage, divorce, remarriage, this is not monogamy. It's not monogamy at all. And we are just practicing poly at this point. But now people are going to start practicing it openly, which people are already. We have ethical non-monogamy. So we have things that just insinuate that we are practicing poly culture. But we're still monogamy on paper. Even kind of worldwide. This, like, if you approach a woman, she's just assuming we're going to be a monogamous. Hey, you're interested in me monogamously. Not really, but I have to lie to you. I have to lie to you and make you believe that. So we will get to the point, maybe 50, 70 years, maybe even shorter, where poly will be probably just something that people accept. Okay? They'll just accept it as a possibility, especially since the 80-20 rule also proves that we're not practicing any monogamy. And people will try to disprove the 80-20 rule by saying go out and touch grass. But it is clear that the current dating marketplace, women find 80% of men unattractive, not emotionally available, or someone that they cannot marry or partner with. You do have people that end up falling out of that, but you will have women that get fucked by the top 20% guys and come out here and marry the men under that as a way to settle.
And that's you.
That's still going to be poly. That's still going to be a poly behavior. Now, with the polygamy is going to be a structured marriage where this woman says, as I get older, well, that's going to be the dead giveaway. This sounds like another one of these women moving the goalposts. All right, we want to be on Bumble. We want to decide who messages us. Oh, now we don't want to do that. So they're trying to figure out how to survive economically, which polygamy is definitely a survival tactic for women economically. And you will say polygamy or plural marriages where a man is supporting the women. The women are the beneficiaries from it, not the man. Okay. The women are by far the biggest beneficiaries of polygamy as long as there's not abuse. So the woman gets multiple help, women that help her raise kids. They raise kids in the community, right? They're responsible for each other. And in a sense, the man does support economically. We know that women want men to support economically. But what better way to do this than poly relationships? We're already practicing it. Sugar baby is just a poly relationship. Right? He has a wife, then he has a girl. All right, that's poly. He has a wife and a girlfriend in college. Right? That is poly. Women are openly practicing that in Gen Z right now. Openly. That's a poly relationship. She knows he's married and she's not okay with it as long as he supports both. Okay? The wife might be okay with it as long as she's getting supported. She might. Okay? That's poly. That is poly. That is not monogamy. That is closer to a concubine and a first wife. Now, it's just not structured legally. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this right here. What countries practice poly? All right, as you can see, polygamy is illegal in the red areas right here. So all of the Western Hemisphere, including Western Europe, on the Eastern Hemisphere, and it looks like the Asian countries. And then down in Australia, so white folks. All right, and then when you go to Africa, you will see that it is legalized in much of Africa, not all. And it is practiced in some of the other areas, and it could have some restrictions left and right. So the Middle East and the pockets of the African countries have it legalized in much of those areas, and it is outlawed in all the red areas. And the orange in Russia looks like it's illegal, but it's not decriminalized. All right, so you can, you don't get to go to jail if you practice it. Other than that, polygamy is rare around the world today and mostly confined to a few regions. And that was criminalized here in the United States or around the world in 1882. Today, people in the U.S. are rarely prosecuted for living with multiple romantic partners. All right, so you can live with romantic partners multiple and you will not be arrested for this. But every state has different laws. In February of 2020, Utah passed a bill to reduce the penalties for adults who voluntarily live in polygamous relationships, making the practice an infraction, a low-level offense that is not punishable by jail, which at one point it was a felony. All right, and so Utah in 2020 reduced it, namely because people needed to do it as a means to survive. Okay, so they were like, hey, we're going to have to arrest everybody at this point. So it was a felony, and Utah had to make it a felony in order for them to get statehood in the United States. And they had to say, we're going to not practice it, as the Mormons, all right? The Mormons typically engage in this practice. But the fundamentalists, the FLDS, continued to practice it. And they moved into areas in the 4 state areas where Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado meet. And they moved in some of those areas where they can openly practice it or practice it without persecution. The Mormons then had to say, hey, in order to qualify for statehood, we have to outlaw it. We have to ban it. Now you see that they said, well, we'll just make it an infraction, a slap on the wrist. Okay, because we know people are going to do it. Okay, they might not do it out in the open, but, we'll make it just equivalent to a traffic ticket. We have this right here, the economics of this, and we'll talk about the pros and cons. The economics of polygamous relationships, obviously, most men would not qualify for this. So this does put into what she's saying here. This is just the 80-20 rule, essentially. All right, this is what dating has turned into. That's why it's easy for her to say, well, polygamy is not that bad. I'm going to get more benefits from this. I'm going to get financial support, if you will, all right, as she gets older. Unfortunately, nobody wants an old broad in their polygamous rotation. All right, and typically black women tend to be late to the party on everything. Oh, I'm going to get me a white man, and she's 40. You're going to get a 70-year-old white man, right? You ain't going to get no young Brad. All right, I'm going to go with polygamous now. I'm going to go soft girl era. They tend to transition to try to find their way and move the goalposts around. But what she's talking about is there's going to be a small percentage of men that would probably be able to participate in a polygamous relationship. It's the 80-20 rule. So it's still just the 80-20 rule where most of the men would be completely eliminated from this possibility, which causes a problem. Because let's talk about the pros and cons. What are the cons of a polygamous relationships here? The potential downsides of polygamy or polygyny, by the way, which are biblical in the Old Testament. It says right here, the downsides for men: increased potential for jealousy against other men and marital conflict between co-wives. And you do have to manage them. Difficulty managing multiple relationships, which is difficult. Significant financial burden on supporting multiple spouses. So you got to have the money. Isaiah 4:1 comes to mind. And potential for unequal treatment of wives, leading to resentment. Yes, if you ever seen Sister Wives, that happens. And an increased social stigma associated with the practice, which can impact a man's reputation and social standing. Right. So if you live in an area that is highly monogamous, somewhere in Dallas, Texas, and then you come out with your 2 wives, or like Neo has 3 wives, and you guys have kids, you're going to be that polygamous family. You're going to be that weirdo poly family. So that's going to affect the kids. Now, if you're somewhere outside of Draper, Utah, or West Jordan, Utah, they might not have that big of a social stigma. All right. They might be like, okay. All right. So the poly practice, the polygamy or poly practice does get to the point where you say, well, 80% of the men wouldn't qualify for this at all, unless maybe he had them hoes working, or they had on OnlyFans or something like that. I showed you another video of all those Gordita wives, right? Where he came home and all of the wives were Gorditas. And which means, in effect, if you're probably engaging in poly, you're not talking about 5 attractive women. Okay, so that will lead to the inequities or inequalities in the marriage and potential for women to be jealous and resentful of the other wives. So, yeah. You're not getting 5 models. And if you are, you're doing some Dan Bilzerian shit. It's going to cost you a lot of money. You can barely afford 1 attractive woman, let alone 5. You're going to be getting 5 Gorditas or 3 Gorditas or 3 average basic women right here. Now, the benefits of poly is that I see that could help. Number one, it would help women economically. All right, we know that this is going to be a problem. We're kicking the can down the road. Women are going broke like crazy. All right, and this could possibly be the best. It could probably be, she's saying it's a better option. It could probably work out for them. However, they're simply just going to be jealous and insecure. Most women can't handle it. But economically, it would be great. By the way, we're already practicing this. Women are already engaging in these type of behaviors. It's just they don't live together. She lives across town over here. They're already knowingly engaging in this process. But The women are actually getting allowances and pay PPMs. Like, the women are already engaging in this with the top tier men, right? So we just were talking about it official, making it official. It would help women economically, number one. It wouldn't help them overwhelmingly become wealthy, but it would help them economically. Number two, which could be a potential plus, and I'm not saying I advocate for this. Down the line, it would actually allow women to seek help in their pursuit of their career, right? So you could have women that say, hey, I'm a career woman and I'm going to go out and work. Okay, they could go out and work and not have to figure out where to send their kids to babysitter and keep them to after school daycare. You could actually have another wife that actually has the kids, or two wives that has the kids and two career women. You see what I mean? And so the other two women are raising the kids and the other two women are working careers so that she's able to bring money into the community. We're already doing this off paper, right, in a sense, but now you don't have the kid out here at daycare all the time. Now you don't have to find a babysitter. Now you can have couples nights and you could go out and then the other women are at home with the kids. So that way that the kids probably would come out better, as opposed to having women in monogamous relationships temporarily producing children out of wedlock or within wedlock and divorcing their husband, and the kids are out here left to fend for themselves. So that is a particular thing that could work down the line. Number three, it could work down the line that women don't get divorced. All right. The guy doesn't trade the woman in. She still has value. So as she ages and hits the wall, you still have possibilities to increase the birth rate, have more babies by bringing in a younger woman. So these are the things that are potential benefits to it. And there was another one that I was going to talk about, potential benefits related to this. By the way, we're already doing this on paper. And damn, there was another benefit where I had it on this one. And there's a lot of cons to this one. All right, there's a lot of cons to these things, but there was another potential benefit that I had. The one woman doesn't have to be burdened by sex. So we have a lot of sexless marriages in our monogamous relationships. A lot of our monogamous relationships are sexless. They're only having sex so much. Most of the time, it's the women removing sex from the table. Not always, but I would say 75% of the time, it's the women saying, I don't want to fuck no more. But then it messes up the dynamic of the relationship. Then the husband's frustrated. Now, if she don't want to fuck tonight, you can actually have okay, well, I'll go to wife number 2, wife number 3. So the woman doesn't have to have this control mechanism over sex, right? She doesn't have to do duty or pity sex. Now, if all of your wives aren't fucking you, now you have a major problem. And then the other potential benefit for men is that women can't leave and take your kids and then you're stuck with no kids, right? So in a poly relationship, this woman produces kids, this woman produces kids, this woman produces kids. When in a monogamous relationship, you have one woman producing kids. What happens in monogamy is the woman thinks she owns the kids, but in poly, she doesn't. Those kids belong to the commune, the community. So she can't just up and remove them and snatch them away to hurt the father, because she's taking them away from her other siblings and brothers and sister wives and community. But in monogamy, the woman could just up and take the kids. And then the man's got to chase the kids around like this because he's that's his only kids right here. But if she ups and tries to take the kids from the community, the poly relationship, bitch, I got some more kids. I'll just make more. So he doesn't have to chase these kids around, and she can't just dangle them in front of him for child support. He could be like, all right, take them. I can make more right here. All right, I can bring in another wife. So the leverage is gone where she could just take the kids. The leverage is completely gone. All right. In poly, you want to take them? I can make 2 more. I can make 3 more in 10 months. In 10 months, I'll have 3 more kids. You see this? So that takes the leverage away. The unfortunate part of this is not going to be the answer for sure. All right. It's not going to be the answer going forward, although it is an option. And the reason why it's an option is because we're already doing this off paper. Women that have kids by multiple fathers are doing polygamy or polygyny. They're doing polyamory, where they have 3 different men with 1 woman. 3 different kids or 3 set of kids with 1 woman. That is poly. That is not monogamy. So we're already doing this. And we have men that also are at the top of the ladder, or sometimes pookies, that have children by multiple women. Okay, so communities are already doing this. We just don't have it organized in structure. We're still fooling ourselves saying we're monogamous, but it's comical. It's actually polygamous or polygynous or polyamorous. It's nowhere near. In fact, you could have a wife who has had a kid by 1 or 2 previous men, but all 3 men support that wife financially. She gets child support from him, and she also gets family structure from the 3rd husband. That's called poly. That is not monogamy. If she's still getting any benefits from the previous men, that's poly. And she could be getting emotional support, or that man could be picking up the kids for the weekend, relieving the stress of child raising. That's called polygamy or polygyny or polyamory. That has nothing to do with monogamy. It is not even closely related to monogamy, but we already do this. Marriage and divorce encourages poly, because now you have a poly community. Brady Bunch, poly community. Okay, that is not a monogamous community. You have 1 wife, and then you had another wife, and you have, boom, multiple kids in 1 fucking house. That's called poly. That is not monogamy. All right. So the problem is this, that most men probably will rebel against this type of thing, because I think the women will benefit more than the men. The women will benefit way more than the men. And so it would leave still men out, which would at least cause a rebellion. Okay. Eventually, you all have the younger men rebelled against the elders. The older men will be able to dominate this like crazy. Men in their 40s and 50s would clean house. All right. And it would leave men completely out. Young men will be completely out of this until they got to a point to either overthrow this or got to a power position. And men would completely gatekeep. So you would have a man all the way in his 80s with as many wives as he can support. All right. And the women, if they're going to do this, doesn't mean they're going to be faithful to that one husband. He might not even want to have sex with her. You guys got to realize harems and concubines, concubine and marriage is almost synonymous. All right. It's almost very similar. So he might not even be having sex with the woman. He might have only had 1 sex with her, but she's not available to the rest of the men. And there is probably cases where it could be abusive, but I think the women would probably abuse it more than the men in today's age. In a previous age, the men abused it more. Women would probably abuse the man way more. All right, so interesting conversation. Interesting conversation there. Put your opinion on this one here. I'm not advocating for it, but I'm telling you, we already do it. We're not doing monogamy anything close. If you've been married, divorced, remarried, you're doing not monogamy. You're certainly not doing anything related to the Bible. You're probably violating some biblical principle related to marriage and adultery. So please do not use the Bible as a way to protect your point of monogamy. All right. Please don't do this in our culture where we advocate for women to leave families and divorce at 80% filing rates and say you participate in monogamy as a Christian. You're a hypocrite at that point. Please do not use that to justify the fact that you're a selfish broad and you can't share dick. All right. Because you're a selfish. All right. You only have your feelings in mind and not the rest of us that want multiple pieces of punani. All right. Men want multiple ass. And the reason why most men say they don't want multiple ass, because they can't get it. All right. They can't get 2 pieces of ass at the same time. All right. So then they'll say they're monogamous, but you're monogamous not by choice, but by options. All right. All right. Anyway. And again, you could say I would never get married to begin with. Yep. If you're just against marriage in general, yeah. And by the way, by the time the state allows us to be monogamous, you can guarantee, all right, the state will have their claws all in the system. No government name says, don't forget, people forget that none of the PUAs or MOP guys were born and raised from an expensive, high-class area like Miami, San Diego, San Francisco, Manhattan, Dubai, Tokyo, where the women have fathers with an inheritance. No PUAs have taken Coach 10K challenge yet. In fact, most people that run game on women, Roosh V, one of the guys that supposedly is highly pedestalized in the PUA industry. I didn't say it. People said it. He said game only works on broken women. In fact, game is only going to work if the woman doesn't have a father. All right. Or she's just sneaking or rebelling from the father. That's the only way it works. All right. Or the father's weak. That's the only way game is going to work. All right. If the woman has an inheritance and she knows she's going to be written out of fucking granny's will, she ain't going to fuck around with you. All right. She's not going to do it. And he says men like CGA that grew up in high class areas learn from a young age that money talks, bullshit walks, with not just wife and women, but in life. He says the BBLPUA in Japan even said the hottest Japanese girls don't want nothing to do with foreigners and speak no English. That is a fact. That's a fact. All right. So money talks, bullshit walks. And he says right here, an easy way to know who's on top of the global beauty standard is to look at who wealthy guys like billionaires are marrying and having kids with and not just sleeping with. CGA is triggering the low-class Bama and Mitches with the truth. Bamas are shallow Hal in real life. Yeah, listen, follow the money. Now, this billionaires are weirdos and wackadoodles too. All right, but follow the money. Follow the money. Yeah, just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's the best, but we can all know that if it's cheap, it ain't no good. All right, just to let you know. So it's a fact. Two things can be true. The contractor says, good night, coach. Keep preaching. Brother, God bless you. Shout out to our brother, the contractor from south of the border. And no government name says all the guys who prefer thick or obese women never come from wealthy or powerful families where and feeling comfortable in quiet, safe communities filled with flatbacks and ling-lings doing yoga and jogging in the middle of the day with no ninja speaking Bama and broken English. Shout out to you, man. You be reckless with your shit. You be wrecking them today.
I'm Rizz, bitch.
All right. You be wrecking them out here. All right. You going too hard on these guys. No, you're not. Just joking. Just joking. Shout out to, okay, I already got him. And then we're going to round it off here. Where we at? Okay, we got those brothers there. Shout out to you. Appreciate that. On PayPal, we got PayPal. We got PayPal. And it's just what it is, man. I'm trying to help y'all. I'm just speaking the truth. Again, preference is one thing. Look, I have a preference of women. Like, I like plain Janes. Like, plain Janes to me are it. Like slags and strags, I can't do it, right? You know what I mean? Like, I like that. I like a certain type of woman. Now, I will be ready to admit the type of woman I want is not at the top of the food chain. She ain't at the bottom, though. She ain't at the bottom. Now, that's where I feel comfortable. I'm very comfortable right there with plain Janes. All right. I get it. For some reason, I like plain Janes. Like when I see women with too much makeup and the duck lips, all right, some reason I'm like, Now, unfortunately, though, those women get pushed up the ranks. Those women get pushed up the ranks no matter how much you say you don't like them. Here's the key. This is the key. No matter how much you say you don't like those type of women, it don't matter. Them women are at the top. Right here. Because you can say that all day long. Oh, these women, they look fucked up and they got fucked up BBLs and titty implants and fake faces. You can say that all day long. But when it's time to parade the most beautiful women out, them be the women that be out here. And here's another thing. And this is important. Here's another thing. When you see them women in person, it's a different story. because they look funny on the internet. You know what I mean? They look funny on the internet. I will give you that. They look kind of all the same face, the same body. They go to the plastic surgery and get the same face. Why? Because it sells. All right, it sells. It's going to sell more pussy if they all put the same face on. It's going to look weird. Now, it looks weird on pictures, but show up at Equinox and she walks in the door. Show up at any rooftop bar and she walks through the door. And you're looking at this plain Jane bitch and this obese woman you call thick. Watch as when this woman comes in and she been taking Pilates and doing squats and she got a personal trainer. It's her muscles and her body all tightly packed. When she walks in the door, she gonna stop the fucking show. She gonna be the showstopper. Despite you saying, I don't like women like that wear all the makeups and paint their eyebrows and have their hair all done in it. When she walks in the fucking door, she gonna stop the show. All you gonna hear is this right here. So you can say you don't like them. You can say I like fat bitches and I prefer them. When a fat woman walks into where you're at in any high level area, she ain't gonna stop the show. You're gonna have 3 of them women walk in with they motherfucking titties taped to they fucking dress like this. And they gonna walk in, tight bodies and shit, slim tummies, and gonna stop the fucking show. High heels and hair just bouncing. Now, you can say you don't like them. You can say you don't prefer them. You can say you hate fake bitches. You can say you hate women like this. But at the end of the day, that fat bitch you're with don't stop the show. So you can say you like that woman, but it don't matter. And the reason why you don't like her is because you know you can't get her. Psychologically, you don't like her. It's like you saying you don't need a Lambo because you ain't never going to drive a Lambo. But if you could drive a Lambo, you would know the difference between the Aventador, the STO, and all the way down the line. You would know who got what. But you know you ain't never going to have a Lambo, so you don't give a fuck. I don't care about Lambos, okay, because you ain't never going to get one. I don't care about these type of women because you ain't never going to get one. All right? You like what you like because you can get it. And I'm just stating facts, and I'm speaking even against myself because I don't go after those type of women. Now, if I want to have fun, I'll do it. But I'm just telling you, you saying you don't like them because you know you ain't going to get one of them motherfuckers. So you just... So I don't like women like that because you know you would get turned the fuck down and your wallet turned inside out if you had one. All right, so... Yep. Okay, Daryl. So it's your own psychology saying that you don't like these type of women, but clearly everybody does. When it comes to that, we know if you can afford it, the men that can afford it, like them. The men that can't, you don't like them. Your Instagram says differently, though, sir. We're not trying to cope over here. We're just trying to call it like it is. And even I know this. I don't go after all those type of women but all right. So you end up dealing with big backs and chicken nugget sized women and plain Janes and women right in your damn level. And you'll say, but I like them. And I guarantee you, if I showed you a picture of this woman, she'd be a slump buster, a booger wolf. A knock-kneed and a cockeyed. It ain't even close. She be low on the beauty scale. All right. Hey, shout out to Caitlin says, if you've never had sex with only one person your entire life, you can't be monogamous. Monogamous sex in marriage has shown to be a failure thanks to the wives. So polygamous marriages would be best, especially if the man has the finances. For sure. All right. It would be it. It would be the best, but I just don't know if we would actually be able to practice it. So we got everybody, man. Shout out to the coach gang. I got to hit the showers. You know what time it is. The junior college sociologist. I'm catching up from last week. So it is what it is. Coach Alini, okay, this is a question. So I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Okay. Shout out to NGN. That's a question. So I know it's going to go off into a 5-minute tangent. And I want to honor that question. All right. Shout out to the coach gang. Hit the like button on the way out. And peace.
up, nigga?